in Vardaman, Mississippi. This will be the setting for tonight's contest, which will be featuring the homestanding Vardaman Rams hosting the Trojans of Bruce. This is Mitchell Johnson along with the entire TV7 sports crew. Tonight's contest will be featuring the homestanding Rams hosting the Trojans. Vardaman is still looking for their first win of the season as they lost their season opener to Calhoun City and lost last week to Thrasher by a score of 18-19. Starting quarterback Luke Massey hurt his elbow in the opening quarter last Friday night, and it will be interesting to see how that injury will affect his playing this evening. The visiting Bruce Trojans, on the other hand, are 2-0 coming into tonight's contest as they defeated defending state champion Water Valley in their season opener and were victorious last Friday night against Belmont by a score of 44-13. Bill, this is the first time in a long time that Vardaman and Bruce have played each other, and it should be interesting to see just how this game might fare this evening.
That's right, Mitchell. I can't even remember the last time that Bruce did play Vardaman, and of course Bruce being put in a 2A division, they're playing Vardaman, which is single A, but very hot rivalry, so it's interesting to see this rivalry starting up as well as the Bruce-Calhoun City rivalry.
Absolutely. You know, the Trojans were a 3A school last year and had to drop down to 2A. I understand they're probably one of the biggest 2A schools in the state. Is that correct?
Yeah, I understand that too. I think it was just very few students over the number that they had to be 3A, and it was just real close. I was looking in the Northeast Daily Journal, and they had Chris Burroughs had Bruce picked number 6 in the top 10 in the northeast part of the state. So that speaks pretty well.
It really does. Momentarily, we're going to go over the entire Vardaman roster with you, as well as the entire Trojan roster for this 1991 football campaign. Before we do, here's Bill with a list of this evening's sponsors.
Okay, thanks, Mitchell. And tonight's sponsors for tonight's Vardaman Ram Bruce Trojan game, we have the Vardaman Rams, we have Calhoun City Telephone Company, Weeks Big Star in Bruce, and Weeks Supermarket in Vardaman, Piggly Wiggly in Calhoun City, Hawkins Motor Company in Calhoun City, Calhoun Apparel in Calhoun City, and for the Bruce Trojans, we have Walco TV Cable in Bruce, Piggly Wiggly also of Calhoun City, once again Calhoun Apparel, also Weeks Big Star and Weeks Supermarket, Bruce and Vardaman, Hawkins Motor Company, Farmers Emergence Bank, and the Pontotoc Electric Power Association. That's the sponsors for tonight's Vardaman Bruce action. Be sure and go out and support the sponsors. Tell them how much you enjoyed the replays, which will be coming your way Saturday at 1 p.m. here on TV7. Also tonight, immediately following the game, Friday night at 9. Okay, Mitchell.
Thank you very much, Bill. Now with the total Vardaman Ram roster for this 1991 season. Number 1, Jason Culpepper, wideout 150. He's a senior. Number 2, Tyrone Armstrong, running back 195 junior. Number 5, Randy Armstrong, running back 195 senior. Number 7, Tim Skinner, quarterback 145 sophomore. Number 9, Luke Massey, a quarterback 175. He is a junior. Number 10, Anthony Vance, running back 160 sophomore. Number 11, Lee Hoskin, wide receiver 145 senior. 15, Kenny Goralchik, wide receiver 140. He's a sophomore. Number 22, Thomas Brooks, wide out 150 senior. Number 23, Jay Van Lenningham, wide receiver 110, sophomore. Number 24, Matt Winter, wide receiver 110, sophomore. Number 25, Walt Eddington, running back 140, sophomore. 31, Bob Dye, wide receiver 145, sophomore. 34, Chris Horton, running back 155, senior. 42, Chris Nolden, running back 210, sophomore. Number 50, Daniel Williams is a guard, 150 pounds, and he's a senior. 52, Kevin McMahon, a tackle 200 pounds, and he's a junior. 53, Jason Bailey's a guard, 155 pounds, sophomore. 54, Jason Gore's a center, 210 pounds, and he's a sophomore. 55, Steve Townsend, tackle 240, senior. Number 60, P.K. Edmondson, center, 150, junior. Number 61, Chris Duncan, tackle 225, junior. 71, Chris Hames, guard, 175, senior. Number 72, James McDonald's a tackle, 250 pounds, and he's a junior. 73, Shane O'Bannon, guard, 150 pounds, sophomore. 76, Kenny Goralchik, guard, 140 pounds, and he's a sophomore. 70, Malbro, tackle, 170 pounds, and he's a sophomore. Number 80, Brad Easley is a tight end, coming in at 168 pounds, and he's a sophomore. And rounding out the total Vardaman Ram roster this year is number 87, Jock Easley. He's a tight end, coming in at an even 220 pounds, and he's a sophomore. Coaches, of course, for the Rams of Vardaman are Mark Bray and Clay Dowtry. Cheerleaders this year for the Rams are Camille Harden, Kim Russell, Keisha Long, Chastity Lester, Cherry Hellum, Charlene McDonald, Nicole McGregor, Emily Bailey, Michelle Holder, and Tara Lucius. Now we're going to kick it over to Bill with the total Trojan roster for this game.
Okay. And for the Bruce Trojans tonight, we have number 1, Kevin Austin, who is a defensive back, and he is a junior. We have number 5, Brad Embry, who is a junior, and he's a defensive end. Number 7, Malcolm Williams at quarterback, and he's a junior. Number 10, Jason Nichols, and he's a junior also at quarterback and defensive back. Number 11, Cleo Harris, who is a defensive back, and he's a sophomore. Number 20, Tyrone Bean, who is a defensive end, and he's a senior. Number 21, Tyrone Armstrong, who is a sophomore, and he's a tailback and defensive back. Number 22, Roger Armstrong, flanker defensive back. He's a junior. And number 24, Perry Cullins, who is a flanker, and he is a junior. Number 25, Chris Bean, who is a linebacker, a junior. Number 30, Mitch Freeland, who is a senior, defensive back and flanker. Number 33, Jason Brownlee, who is a flanker and defensive back. He's a sophomore. Number 34, Joseph Jackson, who is a junior, who is a fullback and linebacker. Number 36, Tim Armstrong, fullback linebacker. He's a senior. Number 44, Justin Nichols, who is a sophomore, and he's a flanker and defensive back. Number 45, Chris Nix, who is a linebacker. He is a sophomore. Number 50, Todd Hendricks, who is a defensive end, who is a sophomore. Number 54, Benji Parker, center linebacker. He is a junior. Number 57, Mike Bean, who is a defensive tackle. He is a senior. 58, Ariat Gates, who is a guard defensive end. He is a senior. Number 60, Tony Stevens, guard linebacker. He's a sophomore. Number 62, Jeffrey Rose, who is a nose guard and guard. He's a senior. Number 63, Chad Whitaker, guard, defensive tackle, sophomore. Number 64, Brad Allen, a sophomore, center, defensive tackle. Number 65, Artie Trimble, who is a center nose guard. He's a junior. 68, Stephen Shelton, who is a nose guard. He is a junior. 75, James Hamilton, who is a defensive tackle, a junior. 72, Gary Bullard. He is a junior. He's also a defensive tackle. 77, James Freeland, defensive tackle, senior. 78, Jerome Tillman, senior, defensive tackle. Number 85, Jerry Bullard, who is a defensive end, sophomore. And Roger Moore, a senior. Number 86, who is a end. And that rounds out the Bruce Trojans and their coaching staff. Dennis Robbins, head coach, and the assistant coaches Dunny Logan and Phil Ferguson for tonight's Bruce Trojans.
Getting a shot here, Bill, of the Trojans in the huddle on around the 30-yard line. We have approximately about 20 minutes left before kickoff time. The game is scheduled for a 7:30 p.m. kickoff. So we're going to kick it back to TV7 there for some do a little business with you. We'll be right back momentarily with the initial coin toss as well as the invocation and the playing of our national anthem as we get a shot of the Trojan High School Marching Band across the way. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Come back on.
Yeah, that's all right. That's the hardest part of the whole thing. Yeah, let me ask you about something here.
Welcome back to Carter Field here in Vardaman. We now have the starting lineup offensively for both the Rams and the Trojans. We'd like to go over those with you while we have the opportunity. Number 5, Randy Armstrong for Vardaman, the running back, 195 senior. Number 9, Luke Massey, the quarterback, 175 junior. Number 11, Lee Hoskin, wide receiver, 145 senior. 22, Thomas Brooks, wide receiver, 150. He's a senior. Number 42, Chris Nolan, running back with 210, sophomore. Number 60, P.K. Edmondson, center, 150 pounds. He's a junior. Number 61, Chris Duncan's a tackle, 225 junior. Number 71, Chris Haynes, a guard, 175 senior. Number 72, James McDonald, tackle, 250 junior. And rounding out the starting lineup offensively for the Rams this evening, number 87, Chuck Easley, the tight end, 220, and he's a sophomore. Now turning our attention to the Trojans of Bruce offensively. Now number 1, Kevin Austin, defensive back flanker, 140 junior. Number 5, Brad Embry, end defensive end, 190 junior. Number 7, Malcolm Williams, quarterback, linebacker, 160. He's a junior. Number 36, Tim Armstrong, fullback, linebacker, defensively, 190-pound senior. 54, Benji Parker, center linebacker, 185 junior. Number 58, Ariat Gates, guard, defensive end, 175 senior. Number 62, Jeffrey Rose, a guard, nose guard, 155 senior. Number 72, Gary Bullard, tackle, defensive tackle, 175 pounds, and he's a junior. Number 78, Jerome Tillman, tackle, defensive tackle, 235 senior. And rounding out the starting lineup this evening for the Trojans offensively, number 86, Roger Moore is an end. 165 pounds. Defensively, he's a cornerback, and he is a senior. We have approximately 5.5 minutes remaining before the initial coin toss, the kickoff, and the invocation playing of our national anthem. So stick around. You're watching a sports presentation of WZ07BN, your local sports connection. We'll be right back. We're now about to have our initial coin toss of the game. Captains this evening for the Rams are Anthony Vance, Chris Horton, and Chris Duncan. Captains this evening for the Trojans are Kevin Austin, Malcolm Williams, Mike Bean, as well as James Freeland. Bill, we have a standing room only crowd across the way there as the Trojans have brought great fan support from Bruce this evening. And it's a nice crowd on hand here on the Vardaman homestand side as well.
Yeah, there really is, Mitchell. I noticed they have stands set up on both sides of the Bruce section over there, and it all seems to be full, and the cars are still coming in. So I believe we're going to have maybe even a record crowd here tonight. It's going to be a big crowd at Vardaman for this game.
Clock's winding down to 1 minute and 18 seconds remaining in before the kickoff of the ball game. Excitement's in the air. We have already gone over the starting lineups with you offensively for both the Rams and the Trojans. We are currently awaiting the coin toss. Let's see who will be kicking off, who will be receiving to start this battle this evening.
You know, Mitchell, the weather has really gotten like football weather, and it's cool out here tonight. We've been fighting the bugs for 2 weeks now, but it's really feeling like football now.
It really is. I believe Vardaman won the toss, and they deferred their decision to the second half, so Bruce elected to receive the opening game kickoff. So we'll start this evening's action with the Rams kicking off to the Trojans. We would like to invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy. Once again, we are coming to you from Carter Field here in Vardaman, where the homestanding Vardaman Rams are hosting the Bruce Trojans. Once again, now checking in on action with other schools around the county tonight as we see the Trojans of Bruce making their way onto the field. The Calhoun Academy Cougars are facing Winona Academy at Winona, and the Calhoun City Wildcats have an open date. They are idle this evening. We hear a chorus struck up in the background by the Bruce High School Marching Band. Brother Dale Easy will have our invocation. Stay with us.
Our Father in heaven, we thank you for the day that you've given us. Father, we thank you for blessing this day. And we pray that you'll bless this event. We pray that you'll bless each school. Father, we pray that you'll bless the leaders. But most of all, Father, we pray that you'll bless these players as they play together. We pray that you'll give them a sportsmanlike spirit. But Father, we pray that each one of us will possess the Spirit of Christ. And thank you for sending him that he may give us life. We ask it in his name. Amen.
Amen.
Big round of applause going up at the conclusion of the playing of our national anthem by the Bruce High School Marching Band. Again, Vardaman won the toss and deferred their decision to the second half, so the Trojans want the kickoff to begin tonight's action. As we get a shot here of the Ram kicking unit making its way onto the field.
You know, Mitchell, and I noticed both teams are really pumped up and ready for tonight's game. Been a long time, like we said, that these teams have played, and I believe there's a lot of adrenaline going at this point in the game. And as Calhoun City's coach, I spoke to him as we came in. I noticed all of them are here tonight as they get prepared for Bruce next Friday.
That's exactly right. You know, I spoke to a gentleman this afternoon, elderly gentleman that used to play here at Vardaman back in the 30s, and he said they used to play Bruce every year, and it always ended up in a fight. Every year they'd have a fight on the field. Hopefully we won't have that this evening.
There's a lot of people here tonight. We'd be a while getting out. Let's hope that passes.
Back deep to receive the opening game kick for the Trojans will be number 20, Tyrone Bean, as well as number 22, that's Roger Armstrong. Teeing the ball up for the Rams of Vardaman, number 42, excuse me, that's Chris Nolden. Nolden approaches the ball, and the game is underway. Relatively short kick. This is going to be mishandled by number 22, Roger Armstrong. He is hit down around the 25-yard line, or there around the 20-yard line, 21-22. And that's where the Trojans will put the ball in play, 1st and 10 to begin this evening's action. Once again, we are coming to you from Carter Field here in Vardaman, Mississippi, where the Rams are hosting the Trojans of Bruce. If you joined us late, we're just getting underway with the ball game. Here we're in the first quarter. Clock shows 11 minutes and 49 seconds remaining, and the clock is on the move. Trojans break huddle and work their way up to the line of scrimmage. This will be number 7 with the signal calling duties for Bruce this evening, Malcolm Williams, a junior at 160. He puts the wide out to the near side of the field. Give goes number 36 off the left tackle. He's got a hole, still on his feet, drives to around the 30-yard line. That was Tim Armstrong with that carry. He's a senior at 190. I believe he got enough yards to justify a first down. Bill, what do you think?
I believe he did, Mitchell. Of course, like I said, a lot of energy coming across from defense and offense, so it's going to be a lot of aggressiveness here in the first period of play.
It will be second down and about 2 yards to go, yard and a half, 2 yards to go for the first. 2nd 2 here for the Trojans. Bruce working with an eye in the backfield, 2-man set, puts the wide out to the near side. Number 7, Malcolm Williams, checks the Vardaman defense here. Handoff goes to the first man through off the left side. He's hit there along the line of scrimmage and stood up by the Ram defense. 72 on the stop for the Rams. That was James McDonald. He's a junior at 250 pounds. Little gain, if any. I bring up the 3rd down situation here.
You know, McDonald did a great job that time closing the hole up the middle that time to keep the run from Bruce.
He certainly did. 1st and 10 Trojans. Officials indicate across the way to the chain crew. Then move the sticks across the way. So enough yardage was gained on the previous running play to justify a first down. That ball's going to be marked around the 32, 33-yard line in Bruce territory. 1st and 10 Bruce. Malcolm Williams sets his offense, puts an eye in the backfield. Once again working with the same set offensively. Wide out to the near side. Give off goes to his 2nd man through. He's hit along the line of scrimmage and spun to the ground. Number 20 with that carry, that was Tyrone Bean. He's a junior at 190. And Bill, that we'll probably see a lot of Mr. Tyrone this evening. He's one of their main bread and butter men, I believe.
Yeah, Tyrone really is, and he was mentioned, I think, also in the Northeast Journal, one of the offensive players of the week or something similar. But, yeah, Tyrone, we'll see a lot out of him tonight.
2nd down here and about 8 yards to go. Pick up of about 2 yards on the previous carry there by Bean. Vardaman showing a 4-man defensive front with a 3-man linebacker set, 4-3 for the Rams. Williams, give off goes to Bean on the left side. He's got some daylight now on the left end, trying to get around that corner. He's finally ridden down around the 38-yard line. Pick up of about 3 yards on the carry. We'll bring up the 3rd down situation here. And it looks to be about 4 yards to go for the first. That ball is marked just shy of the 40, around the 39-yard line in Trojan territory. Clock winds down to 9.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter play. We are scoreless. 22 Roger Armstrong leads the game offensively for the Trojans across the way as Bruce breaks huddle and works their way up to the line of scrimmage. Wide outs left and right. Wing on the left side. Lone setback in the backfield. Number 7, Malcolm Williams with his signal calling duties this evening for the Trojans. Handoff goes number 36 still on his feet, driving downfield. Manages to squirt over the 45-yard line before he is dropped there by number 54 on the stop, Jason Gore, a sophomore at 210.
You know, there was a Ram in the backfield that time, had a chance to bring him down and couldn't quite get a good tackle on him, and 36 made a play out of it.
He really did. That was all individual effort on the part of number 36, Tim Armstrong. Got to give credit where credit is due. It'll be 1st and 10 here for the Trojans as they have successfully converted for another first down. That ball is marked around the 46 or 47-yard line, still in Trojan territory here. Williams starts to call his signals, and the official stops the play before it develops. We have a penalty marker on the field. Have to wait and see what this one's all about. Offsides call against Bruce, and that'll cost him 5, Bill. You don't want to see that this early in the ball game.
No, you really don't. I'm sure Coach Robbins will stress that early, and like I say, you know, backs them up already. They lose 5 yards on that play.
It'll still be first down with 15 yards to go now for another first. Trojans ready to roll here, 1st and 15 from around their own 40-yard line. Williams mix up in the backfield, going number 36. He is hammered in there. Gang tackled by several Vardaman defenders. In on the stop was number 2, Tyrone Armstrong. Loss on that play. It'll bring up the 2nd down situation. And what looks to be about almost 20 now to go for the first. More like 17 or 18. 2nd 17 here for the Trojans. Malcolm Williams, a junior at 160 pounds, sets his offense here. Wide outs left and right. Lone setback in the backfield. As going to be an offsides call there against Vardaman, I believe. More than likely, Bill, what happened there was Williams probably changed up his snap count, just drew a Vardaman lineman offsides.
I believe it was because it's so obvious. It was number 54, I believe, Jason Gore with the initial move for Vardaman, and like you say, I believe that's the reason he pulled him off so quick.
And that's going to bring it, still be 2nd down now with what looks to be about maybe 12 yards to go for the first, 12 or 13. Checking into the game for the Trojans, number 22, Roger Armstrong. He's a junior at 150s. He brings in instructions from across the way. Coaches for the Trojans are Dennis Robbins, Donnie Logan, and Phil Ferguson. 2nd 12 here for Bruce from the 44-yard line. Delayed draw going to number 20, still on his feet. He is hit there, fumbles the ball, I believe. Vardaman indicating they have it. We'll have to wait and see. The officials unstack them here. No indication as of yet from the referee. We'll have to wait and see who has the possession of the football. Still scrambling for it on the ground. Vardaman will have possession. And that brought this crowd alive on the near side, Bill.
That's right. That's what they wanted to see early in the game. Of course, Vardaman just getting a penalty against them, and now they cover the ball, and it'll be Vardaman's ball for the first time in the ball game. Let's see what they can do with it. They've got good position now to have the ball here already in Bruce territory.
They do start out this first opening offensive drive of the series for the Vardaman in good field position from about the 43-yard line of Bruce. Number 9, Luke Massey, sets 2 men in the backfield. Give off goes to the first man through number 5, twisting, turning. That was Randy Armstrong. He's a senior at 195. Squirming his way up the field for a game up to 2 or 3 yards. That'll bring up the 2nd down situation. Well, it looks to be about 7 yards to go for the first. That ball's going to be marked around the 41-yard line in Trojan territory. Number 11 leaving the game for the Rams, Lee Hoskin. He's a senior at 145. He comes to the near sideline. 2nd and about 7 here for Vardaman. Massey give off to number 5 once again up the middle. Not much running room there. Number 5, Randy Armstrong on the carry. Billy had a little daylight there momentarily, but it quickly closed.
It really did. Looked like he mishandled the ball there as he hit the ground, but I believe the play was already blown dead. I believe Bruce thought they might have had a chance to get the ball back, but you're right on that.
3rd down, once again, what looks to be about 7 yards to go for the first. That ball is marked on the 40-yard line in Bruce territory. 3rd and 7. We're in the first quarter play. Clock winds down to 6 minutes remaining, and it's on the move. We are scoreless. Vardaman 0, Bruce 0. At Carter Field in Vardaman. Massey with a give to the second man through off the left side. That was number 42 with that carry, Chris Nolan, a sophomore at 210. He picks up maybe 2 yards on the carry, bring up the 4th down here, and what looks to be about 5 or 6 to go for the first. What do you think, Bill?
Number 36, Tim Armstrong, that time for Bruce, really aggressive on that play and came right in there and made the stop and decided, hey, they fumbled the ball, but they're going to hold Vardaman.
That bring up the 4th down situation here, and I believe the Rams have elected to punt the ball as we've had the punting unit now working its way onto the field. Once again, they are operating from Bruce territory and around the 38, 39-yard line. Clock winds down now to 5:12 remaining in the first quarter of play. Penalty marker down. That's going to be a delay of game call, I believe, against the Rams. We'll have to wait and get the official ruling. Will be delay against Vardaman. And I believe that carries with it a penalty of the 5-yard variety. So it'll still be 4th down, but with about 10 yards now to go for a first. That ball's going to be marked around the 44-yard line, still in Trojan territory. So, Bill, with through the first 2 opening drives of each team, we've seen 2 penalty flags thrown already.
I was going to say, a lot of penalties already in the first period of play by both teams.
Massey with a punter this evening as well for the Rams, gets a good snap back. Number 22 handling the ball for the Trojans. That's Roger Armstrong. Got some daylight now on the left side. Armstrong down the field. Shakes a would-be tackler, still on his feet. At the 45, he's at the midfield stripe now. He's still on his feet, the 40. He's working his way down to the 30. He is gained touchdown saving tackle by number 11, Lee Hoskin for the Rams. Nice return of kick by number 22, Roger Armstrong.
Number 11, Lee Hoskins saved the 6-point touchdown. Otherwise, number 22 for the Trojans, Roger Armstrong, was gone. And we've heard a whole lot about Roger Armstrong already early in the year, and that shows it right there.
And we have a timeout on the field, official timeout on the field. With 4 minutes, 47 seconds remaining in the first quarter, the Trojans will be in business in good territory here, starting off from the Vardaman 26.
You know, I saw 2 or 3 Rams, and Armstrong just slipped tackles on 2 or 3 times, made some good cuts and some good moves, and some great running by number 22.
We're going to take a station break. Stay with us. You're watching a sports presentation, W07BN, your local sports connection.
We bring you back to action here now from the field in Vardaman, Mississippi. Of course, a big rivalry taking place tonight. Bruce and Vardaman. And you hear the Bruce side is the Trojans with a huge run by number 22, Tyrone Armstrong. Now we'll take you back to Mitchell.
1st and 10 Trojans from the 27-yard line in Vardaman territory. We're in the first quarter of play. We are scoreless. The clock shows 4 minutes and 47 seconds remaining. Quarterback with the keeper on the left side. This is Malcolm Williams around the left end. He's got some running room down the field as he fights his way down to around the 10-yard line, much to the crowd's pleasure across the way. With a nice support of Trojan fans who have made their way from Bruce, come over here to Vardaman to watch their Trojans play this evening. It'll be 1st and, I believe, goal to go here, Bill, from inside the Vardaman 10.
That's right. 1st and goal now for the Trojans. I'm sure they like to go ahead and get 6 points on the board while they're in this position instead of have to kick for the 3.
1st and 10, or 1st and goal from the 9 in Vardaman territory. 4 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the first quarter of play. Is number 7, Malcolm Williams. Sets his offense here, working down the eye in the backfield, wide out to the near side. Quick pick goes back to number 20, Tyrone Bean. Come around this end, he's in there. Touchdown, Trojans. Number 20, Tyrone Bean, a senior, 190 pounds. Fights his way over the goal line to put the first points on the board this evening for Bruce. Bruce 6, Vardaman 0. Gets that score of 4:21 showing remaining in the first quarter.
Trojans, Mitchell, just having no trouble on this drive whatsoever. Got a good run, a good punt return, and having no trouble at all moving the ball against the Vardaman Rams early in the game.
Number 36 will be on to attempt the PAT. That's Tim Armstrong. He's a senior, 190 pounds. Hold by number 1, Kevin Austin. He's junior at 140. Austin gets a good snap back. Hold is down, kick is up, is high and long and true. 36, Tim Armstrong comes onto the field to tack on the extra point. Bruce 7, Vardaman 0. We're going to take it to a station break. Stay with us. You're watching a sports presentation, W07BN, your local sports connection. Back to action here, all set for the kickoff. Bruce leads by a score of 7-0 with 4:21 remaining in the first quarter of play. Number 36, Tim Armstrong, set to boot it away for the Trojans. Kick it away, long, deep kick. This will try to be handled here by number 22. That's Thomas Brooks. decided wisely not to come out of the end zone with it. So the Rams decided this drive 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
You know, Mitchell Brooks, he's got a lot of jobs here tonight. I saw him playing some great defense, and he's on the offensive unit, and as well as he's the punt returner for the Rams. So, and I might mention Brooks from doing basketball is an excellent basketball player for these Rams. So an all-around athlete there.
Just an all-around athlete. Let's see, he's a senior this year, so this will be his last year of eligibility. I'm sure Ram fans and Ram coaches will hate to see him go.
I imagine they really will, but I'm sure they're glad to see him tonight.
1st and 10, Vardaman from their own 20-yard line as number 9, Luke Massey, sets his offense from his own 20. Handoff goes to the first man through on the right side, trying to work his way up the middle. Not much room there. I believe that might have been number 10 on that carry for the Rams. Anthony Vance in the game. He's a sophomore at 160.
I believe Vardaman, of course, they're trying it up the middle here early in the game, but not having a lot of luck against the Trojans. I believe they're going to have to go to the air some here.
We could possibly see air show being put on here shortly. We saw in the game against Calhoun City, Luke Massey really aired that thing out all night. We'll probably be able to see that shortly. Of course, I know he's injured his elbow in the first quarter last Friday night against Thrasher. At carry number 5, that'll be Randy Armstrong on this carry. He's a senior, 195. Vardaman playing conservative, playing safe football this far, Bill, trying to keep the ball on the ground, move up the middle, but not being very successful at it. It's 3rd down and about 4 or 5.
It's about time that they, of course, they're deep in their own territory. They need to break a good run, or probably we might see them go for a pass this time.
Kenny Garauchik leads the game offensively for the Rams. He comes to the near sideline. Again, the coaches for the Rams are Mark Bray and Clay Dowtry. 3rd and about 5 here for Vardaman. They are operating from their own 25-yard line. Number 9, Luke Massey, works an eye in the backfield, rolls to his left on an option keeper, and he is driven down around the 25-yard line. Stop was made by number 54 for the Trojans. Benji Parker has a penalty marker down. What do you think, Bill? Possibly some unsportsmanlike conduct. Face mask.
I believe that's what it was. I could tell from the reaction of the Vardaman fans. I believe it was a face mask.
And if I'm correct, that carries with a penalty of the 15-yard variety. So that's a big break for Vardaman here.
That's exactly what they needed at this point, being 3rd down.
1st and 10, Rams from their own 39-yard line. Just over 3 minutes now remaining in the first quarter of play. If you joined us late, the Vardaman Rams are hosting the Bruce Trojans at Carter Field here in Vardaman. Bruce leads by a score of 7-0. 1st and 10, Rams. Number 9, Luke Massey, with his signal calling duties for Vardaman this inning, puts the wide out left, a wide out right. Split backfield formation, 2-man set. Handoff goes on the right side. Pick up about 5 or 6 yards on that carry. Nice run up the middle that time. Number 10 on the carry for the Rams, Anthony Vance. Running back, sophomore at 160. Bring up the 2nd down situation here, and about 5 yards to go for the first. Leaving the game for Vardaman, number 15, Kenny Garauchik, a sophomore at 140. 2nd 5 here for Vardaman. Bruce shows a 3-man defensive front with a 4-man linebacker set. We have a little movement across the line there as far as the Trojans are concerned. Penalty flags flying everywhere here. We'll have to wait and see if Bruce jumped off sides or if Vardaman drew them off. What do you think, Bill?
Hard to tell here. I tell you what, a lot of flags, like we was talking early in this game. Defense might have moved. We'll have to wait and see.
I see 4 penalty markers on the field. And we have captains for each team meeting with an official, so this is going to be interesting to see which way this call is going to go.
That's right. It really is. A controversial call. May take a moment before they decide.
I would think he may be telling them to settle down just a little bit. We have a little extracurricular activity after each tackle. Illegal procedure call against Vardaman. And that is going to be personal foul call against Bruce. So we're going to see how this one goes.
What do we have there, offsetting penalties?
Well, I thought so. The official just marked the ball back around the 40-yard line in Ram territory. So he's going to march it back the other way now, march off the Trojan penalty, which is obviously a lot larger penalty than one Vardaman received.
I guess that would be a 15-yard penalty, so you can tell from the Bruce crowd they're not too happy.
No, they're not very pleased with that call. That'll be another 1st down for Vardaman. They've got consecutive 1st downs off of penalties in this particular drive, and they'll be operating from the 45-yard line in Trojan territory.
For the 2nd time, they're in Trojan territory, so they really need to make something happen here at this point in the ball game.
1st and 10, Vardaman. Rams work with a wide out left and right, split backfield formation, two-man set. Give goes Armstrong up the middle. Randy Armstrong still on his feet. 35 is at the 30. The 25 works his way down to around the 20-yard line before he's driven out of bounds. Nice piece of running by number 5, Randy Armstrong. He's a senior at 195.
Heard a lot out of Randy Armstrong last year, and I thought he graduated, but obviously he was a junior, so Armstrong, they'll be losing him this year, and a great running back. Well, I heard he had a very good year last year here.
He's a very talented athlete. I believe he played basketball over here at Vardaman as well. It may not be right there, but I believe that's correct.
Quite a large running back at 195.
And even 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Vardaman 1st and 10 from the Trojan 20. Massey gives off to the first man on the right side, and he has stood up there and hammered in there by 2 or 3 Trojan defenders. That was Anthony Vance with that carry for Vardaman. He is tackled by, among others, 36, Tim Armstrong. Ariat Gates in there with a stop as well. Doing a nice job across the line that particular time. Second down here and about 9 to go for the first. Checking into the game for the Rams, number 11, Lee Hoskin, a senior at 145, as he brings in the play from a near sideline. In relation to quarterback Luke Massey. Second 9 here for Vardaman. Massey working with the same set offensively. Checks a 4-man defensive front for the Trojans. Give off goes to Armstrong on the left side, and he is gang tackle once again. Armstrong is getting some yards, Bill, but he's paying the price out there.
I tell you what, this is going to be a big play for Vardaman because we're looking at third down, and look, I mean, they're so deep in Bruce territory. First period practically over. It's so important here for them to get a score.
Clock winding down. Now we're under a minute remaining in the first quarter of play. It's Bruce 7, Vardaman 0. If you joined us late, we are coming to you from Carter Field here in Vardaman. Third and about 7 yards to go for the first. Luke Massey sets his offense. Drops in the pocket here, wants to throw. Airs it out over the middle. Pass is incomplete. Official right on the spot. Rooting it incomplete. I thought I might have saw a little pushing and shoving going on early as far as Bruce is concerned in that defensive secondary. Bill, what do you think?
That's what I was thinking. It looked like it might have been a little bit of defensive interference there. And I could tell from the Vardaman Rams, they saw it also.
Yeah, a lot of the fans up here saw exactly what we saw, but evidently the official did not. So they'll bring up the fourth down, and once again, about 7 yards to go. It'll be interesting to see what Coach Bray likes to do in this situation in Bruce territory. With about 36 seconds remaining in the first quarter of play. We're going to have a timeout. That's a wise call, I would think.
I think it would be.
With 36 seconds remaining from Carter Field, it's Bruce 7, Vardaman 0. We'll be right back. Stay with us. You're watching a sports presentation, W07BN, your local sports connection. Okay, you ready? Back to action here. Fourth down, 7 yards to go for the Rams. They're in Trojan territory and around the 20-yard line. They let to go for it here. Massey fakes, pumps, going for the big home run ball. Ball is in the air. It is incomplete. It was intended for number 22, Thomas Brooks. He is a senior 150. They could not make the connection. Massey just hung it up that time. I thought Brooks might have had a shot at it, but couldn't come down with the catch.
Yeah, it did look like Brooks had a shot, but I think it was some good defensive coverage there by the Trojans in the secondary.
So it'll be a change of downs here. Change over after Vardaman fails to convert in about a 4th and 7 situation. Bruce will be in business 1st and 10 from around their own 20-yard line with 27 seconds remaining in the first quarter of play. And they lead by a score of 7-0. Malcolm Williams with his signal calling duties for the Trojans. Puts the wide out across the way. Give off goes number 36, Tim Armstrong, trying to turn the corner on the left side, and he is ridden down there. Pick up of about a yard, bring up a second down here, and about 9 to go for the first. 55 leaving the game for Vardaman. That's Steve Townsend, a senior at 240. Leaves the game defensively for the Rams. Checking in offensively for the Trojans, number 22, Roger Armstrong, a junior at 150. And that's the end of the first quarter of play. After one, Bruce 7, Vardaman 0. And here's Bill with a list of this evening's sponsors.
Okay, thanks a lot there, Mitchell. One of the fine sponsors for tonight's action, Punatock Electric Power Association, located in Bruce, Smoky Bearfield, and all the fine staff at Punatock Electric Power Association. Go by and tell them how much you enjoyed the Bruce Trojan action here tonight. as well as Walco TV Cable Company in Bruce. Harry Waller, Mr. Billy Young, and all the fine staff at Walco TV Cable, and Farmers and Merchants Bank, another fine sponsor for tonight's Bruce Trojan Vardaman Ram action. Be sure and go by and patronize the sponsors and thank them for the replays here on TV7. Watch for this game coming your way at 1 p.m. Saturday afternoon on TV7. And, of course, if you're watching tonight, it'll be on beginning at 9 p.m. tape delay on the TV station tonight, Friday night. And if you miss it, 1 p.m. tomorrow, Saturday on TV7. 7-0, the Trojans lead over the Vardaman Rams. Rams had a couple of good field positions and couldn't capitalize on each one, so it'll be important to see what they can do here to begin the second quarter of play. You stay tuned. We'll be back with more after this timeout.
Y'all know what I mean.
And we're all set to begin the second quarter of play. It's Bruce 7, Vardaman 0 from Carter Field here in Vardaman, Mississippi. Trojans will be in possession first and 10, operating from around their own 20-yard line. Second 9, excuse me, rather than first and 10. Malcolm Williams with his signal calling duties. Rolls to his right. Still got the ball, looking downfield, trying to pass. Pass is caught by number 20, Tyrone Bean. And he rumbles down the field to around the 40-yard line. Pick up of about 20 yards. We do have a penalty marker down. Did you catch it, Bill? I didn't see it.
I didn't see what that was that time. I tell you what, though, the offense of the Trojans are really mixing it up tonight. They're having success running the ball as well as going out wide and passing the ball.
That was a holding penalty against the Trojans, I believe. Much to the pleasure of the Vardaman crowd here on the homestand side.
Rams getting a lot of breaks here early with penalties against Bruce.
That's true. I believe Vardaman has had maybe 1 or 2 penalties called against them so far this evening. We saw a lot of penalties thrown in that Vardaman-Calumet City contest a couple of weeks ago.
I tell you what, how about last Friday night? Wasn't that a shootout, Houston and Calumet City? I think it was 43-38 or something, the final. But they said they averaged a score every 2 minutes and something. It was an average score made.
That's my kind of ball game. When you got a lot of offense being generated, a lot of points being put on the board, it makes for exciting football. It'll be second down here. And what looks to be about 20 yards to go for the first. Leaving the game offensively for the Trojans, number 22, Roger Armstrong.
Rams once again defensively in good position. Bruce way back deep in their own territory. So let's see what Vardaman can do if they can capitalize here.
Second, about 19 or 20 to go here for the Trojans. Give off inside goes number 36, spinning, turning. That was Tim Armstrong, a senior at 190, fighting his way up the middle of the field. And on the stop for Vardaman was number 54, Jason Gore. He's a sophomore at 210 pounds. That'll bring up the third down here. And what looks to be about 17, maybe 18 to go for the first. 11 and a half minutes remaining in the first half of play. Bruce 7, Vardaman 0.
Big third down there here for the Rams. If they can hold, of course, Bruce will punt the ball back, and Vardaman will have another chance.
Trojans break huddle, work their way up to the line of scrimmage, put a wide out left, wide out right, working with a lone setback in the backfield. Puts a man in motion to number 36, Tim Armstrong. Fumble on the play. Ball is loose on the field. Have to wait and see who's got it here. Officials right on the spot.
Looked like the Rams had it. We'll have to wait and see the indication.
Evidently, Bruce will maintain possession here. I was like you, Bill. I thought I saw a Ram dive on that ball, but evidently it squirted loose from him. Never can tell until they unstack the pile.
That's exactly right. There's a lot of hands going for that ball at that time.
Tyrone Bean in his own end zone, back to punt the ball away, gets a kick away. Takes several nice Trojan rolls here. It's going to be fielded by number 22, Thomas Brooks for the Rams. Trying to find somewhere to go. Reverses his field. Is at the 50, the 45, the 40, the 35. Not dragged down from behind around the 30-yard line. Nice return of kick by number 22 for Vardaman, Thomas Brooks.
I tell you what, he had a good blocker down deep and gave him a chance to get it on down, and he eluded a couple of tacklers too. That was a good run that time.
So once again, the Rams start off with great field position here. Let's see if they can capitalize on this particular possession. They'll start this drive from the 31-yard line in Trojan territory with about 10 and a half minutes remaining in the first half of play. The Rams break huddle now, work their way up to the line of scrimmage. Luke Massey puts the wideouts left and right, split backfield formation, two-man set. Massey up under center. Handoff goes to the first man through, number 42 with that carry. That was Chris Nolden. He's a sophomore, 210 pounds. As he spins his way up over the 30-yard line, that's around the 28.
You know, it doesn't look like the game is going to be too lopsided here early. Vardaman really playing some intense ball with the rivalry Bruce. And once again, they're in good field position. And so important now, they're only down by 7 points. It's easier to come back when you're not down by, say, 21.
Absolutely. Leaving the game offensively for the Rams, number 11, Lee Hoskin. He is a senior at 145 as he comes to the near sideline. 2nd and 7 here for Vardaman. They're in Bruce territory around the 28-yard line. Massey gives off to the first man through on the left side. Pick up of about 2 or 3 on that carry. Number 10 with the carry, Anthony Vance. He's a sophomore at 160, and evidently we're going to see a lot more out of Vance this evening. Bill, they're using him quite frequently here in the first half of play.
Yeah, that's right. They really have. Once again, like you said, they're playing conservative ball, and they're running it right up the middle, and they're beginning to have a little more penetration.
3rd here at about 4 yards to go for the first. 3rd and 4 or 5. The ball's just shy of the 25-yard line in Trojan territory. Timeout called by the Rams of Vardaman. I believe that's their 2nd timeout here in the first half of play. They'll have one available. I don't believe Bruce has used a timeout as of yet. They'll still have their full 3 timeouts available. While we have the opportunity here, taking a look at the major universities in the Magnolia State, where they'll be in action tomorrow, Saturday, September the 21st. The Southern Mississippi Golden Eagles will face Colorado State at Hattiesburg. The Ole Miss Rebels will try to get back on their winning ways as they will face the University of Ohio at Oxford. And the Mississippi State Bulldogs will invade Volunteer territory as they will take on the University of Tennessee at Knoxville. And Bill, I know we all are going to be watching that particular game with much interest tomorrow.
That's exactly right. Of course, Tennessee being the powerhouse of the SEC, but like they say, Mississippi State has really shocked the SEC this year, and they say with a win in Knoxville, they could be the NCAA shocker. So of course, we'll all be tuned in. Like you say, WTBS will be airing that game around 11:40 a.m. kickoff time. Southern Miss getting off to a tough start this year at 0-2, and I know they're hungry for a win in Hattiesburg.
Well, you mentioned Mississippi State and Southern. You know, Ole Miss was defeated last Saturday by Auburn. So they got a shot now getting back on winning ways. Even though it's not an SEC game, you always want to win them all, no matter who you're playing, especially when you're playing in front of the home crowd.
That's exactly right. And Ole Miss, of course, has been on the road. This will be their first home game. And I heard the other day in the 1990s, Ole Miss has not been beat at Vaught Hemingway Stadium. So that's quite a remark.
It is quite an accomplishment as far as the Rebels are concerned. You know, we got to talk just a minute about the big upset that Mississippi State pulled a couple of Saturdays ago against the University of Texas. I believe Texas was ranked something, like 12th, 13th coming into that game. Nobody really gave Mississippi State a prayer. They're hoping maybe they could hang in there with them, you know, make it respectable. But the Bulldogs pulled a nice one off that particular Saturday.
That's exactly right. They really did, and that was some kind of game. A lot of people on hand, and Texas was upset, of course. Texas predicted to win the game, and State is really a surprise team this year. I know Jackie Sherrill, the new head coach, is really excited about it, as well as all the fans. Fan support has picked up so much.
That's exactly right. Offsides caller here against the Trojans. That'll march it 5 yards deeper into Bruce territory. Vardaman will have possession. It will be, we're going to have a chain crew come onto the field, I believe, to see if that will justify a first down for the Rams. I thought I saw the official, they are coming onto the field now to see if Vardaman has earned the first down with the 5-yard penalty.
This is so important for first down here, is not wanting to overstress the point, but it's Vardaman now with such a good opportunity to get a score on the board.
They need to capitalize here. They've had the ball in relatively good field position throughout the first half of play, Bill, but they've been unable to put the ball across the goal line or through the uprights, either one so far.
And penalties, of course, have went Vardaman's way offensive-wise throughout the first half. And like you say, of course, Bruce only leads 7 points, so the defense is doing something pretty good for Vardaman.
That's exactly right. 1st and 10 here for Vardaman. From the 21-yard line in Trojan territory is number 9, Luke Massey. Puts the wide out across the way, split backfield formation, 2-man set. Give off goes to the first man through on the right side, 42 with that carry. That was Chris Nolden. He's a running back, sophomore, 210 pounds. He took a nice shot there before he hit the ground, and he's hopping a little bit coming up, but I think it's okay. Giving high fives in the huddle, he's going to be all right.
Yeah, that's right. He'll make it fine tonight. You don't see players coming out of a game like this with a rivalry like this tonight, and it's been a long time, like I say, since these teams have played. They'll play it out tonight.
It'll be 2nd down here and about 6 yards to go for the Rams of Vardaman. They're operating inside the 20 now of Bruce. 8.5 minutes remaining in the second quarter of play. Bruce 7, Vardaman 0. Give goes to the first man through on the right side. Once again, number 42, Chris Nolden, with that carry, as he manages to pick up about 2 or 3 yards on that particular carry. I believe he's going to move it inside the 15 now, Bruce, to around the 14. Third and about 3 here to go for Vardaman. Clock winds down to 8 minutes remaining in the half now as number 5 checks into the game for the Rams, Randy Armstrong, a senior 195, replacing number 10, that's Anthony Vance.
3rd and 4, and you're this deep against Bruce. What would you do here, pass or run?
Ooh, that's a tough call. They're working from the right hash mark on around the 14-yard line. We'll just have to see what they like to do here. Pass is away. It's up, batted up in the air, incomplete. Penalty marker down. Thomas Brooks was intended pass receiver. We'll have to wait and see what the penalty's all about here. Roughing the passer call against Bruce, I believe. So these penalties are definitely working in Vardaman's favor here, Bill.
Bruce is having a tough time here with penalties in the first half of play. I'm sure Coach Robbins will emphasize that point during the halftime.
You know, I'm not knocking the officials at all, but every time we cover a game at Vardaman, these officials always seem to be flag happy. Every time we get over here, they're throwing flags left and right. Not to say that they're not deservedly so, but I believe we do see more penalties being called here at Vardaman than any other place we play.
Reckon it has something to do with the field?
It's very possible. I don't know what it is, but it happens every time. And listen, once again, we're working against Bruce here as Vardaman works their way ever closer to that goal line. They're going to be operating now from inside the 10 of Bruce. It'll be 1st and goal to go here for the Rams of Vardaman.
Talking about the officials, I'd hate to be an official in the game here tonight is with intensity level like it is.
No question about it. I'd hate to be an official, period, at any game. I believe we're going to have a timeout on the field. Possibly this one was called by Bruce. 7 minutes, 41 seconds showing remaining in the half. Bruce 7, Vardaman 0. And here's Bill.
And we'll talk about some more sponsors for tonight's Vardaman Ram action. Calhoun Apparel, located in Calhoun City. One of the 5 sponsors for tonight's ball game. Gary Hawkins and all the staff at Hawkins Motor Company. Go by and see Gary Hawkins. Tell him TV7 sent you by. Gary Hawkins, Hawkins Motor Company in Calhoun City. Piggly Wiggly in Calhoun City for the best, lowest prices on the best quality products. Go by and see Piggly Wiggly right there in Calhoun City, a fine sponsor for tonight's Vardaman Ram action. Timeout has been called. We'll be right back. We're going to take a break and go to the TV station. You're watching TV7, your local sports connection. We'll be right back.
Back to action here. Clock shows 7 minutes, 41 seconds remaining in the first half of play. And we start this action with Vardaman knocking on the door in Bruce territory inside the 10-yard line. Massey with a signal calling duties. Give off goes to the first man through, number 2 with that carry. That was Tyrone Armstrong, a junior at 195. As he spins his way into around the 5-yard line now of Bruce. It'll be his second goal to go here for Vardaman. We're under 7.5 minutes remaining in the first half now. Bruce 7, Vardaman 0. We're coming to you from Carter Field in Vardaman if you joined us late. This is Mitchell Johnson along with Bill and Rob Morgan and the entire TV7 sports crew. Set up at the Sweet Potato Capital for this inter-county rivalry. First time these two teams have met in a long time. Number 5 with that carry, going to be a loss on that play. Randy Armstrong nowhere to go. You see he's hammered in there by, among others, number 54 on the stop, Benji Parker, as well as number 58, I believe, Ariat Gates, collaborating for that tackle for the Trojans.
I tell you what, Mitchell, number 54, Parker, really effective in the Water Valley Bruce game. Of course, final score 3-0, Bruce winning it. Benji Parker really making some key defensive plays for the Trojans as well as he did that time. 3rd and 5 now. Vardaman really needs to cross that end zone.
No doubt about it. This close to the goal line, you've got to get some points on the board against this kind of a defense that Bruce has been showing this evening. 6.5 minutes remaining in the half now. Massey drops the throw, airs it out over the middle, passes over the outstretched hands of number 22, Thomas Brooks. Brooks can come down with the pass reception. It was open there momentarily, I believe. The ball was slightly overthrown.
I believe it was quite overthrown over Brooks, or otherwise he had his hands up. I believe he could have brought that one down.
Coach Mark Bray has elected to go for the field goal here, I believe. He's sending his unit out there on the field. This will be a field goal attempt from around the 13-yard line. So the goalpost is 10 yards deeper. Let's call it a 23-yard field goal. Number 42 with this field goal attempt, Chris Nolan. Hold by number 7, Tim Skinner for Vardaman. Skinner wants a timeout and gets it. Clock shows 6 minutes, 22 seconds remaining in the first half of play. Bruce 7, Vardaman 0.
You know, Vardaman last week here lost a 1-point ball game. They said it was a thriller. TV7, we didn't get to cover it, but I heard Vardaman went for the 2 for the win and couldn't quite handle the ball and lost it by 1. Luke Massey, I don't know if he hyperextended his elbow or what, but I know he did hurt his elbow. I just wonder if he's up to 100%.
Well, we've seen him air it out a couple of times so far here in the first half of play. I don't know if he's registered that many completions or not, but evidently he feels comfortable with it, being able to pass the ball at all here in the first half of play. You know, he started off the first couple of drives with the ball basically on the ground, left and right off tackle. Then they decided maybe they, would try to throw a few pass plays. They haven't been that successful with it as of yet, but I believe Luke's okay. Maybe he'll start completing some of these passes here shortly. And we have timeout on the field with 6:22 remaining in the second quarter of play. Once again, his field goal attempt will be from around the 13-yard line. So it'll be about a 23-yard attempt, Bill. What do you think?
You know, an important field goal attempt, to get that deep, you at least want to come away with 3 points. It'd be tough if you didn't get any, but let's hope Vardaman can get the 3 and keep the game exciting.
That's exactly right. 7 Bruce, Vardaman 0 in the first half of play.
22-yard field goal attempt by Nolan.
Chris Nolan all set to try to put it through the uprights here for the Rams. Hold by number 7, Tim Skinner. Vardaman set to shift here as they are shifting back into their regular formation here for this field goal attempt. Skinner awaiting the snap back. Gets a high snap, gets it down. Kick is up. It's going to be wide to the right, I believe. It's good. It's good. 42, Chris Nolan edges it over the right upright, just barely, but just barely counts just as much as right between the middle, Bill. 3 points go up on the board for Vardaman.
I think Nolan was a little nervous that time. It looked like the kick looked so close. I think it just crossed right over the upright of the right side. But like I say, they did come away with a 3, and that's a booster for the Rams.
7 Bruce, 3 Vardaman, 6:18 remaining in the first half. We'll kick it back to TV7 studio, do a little business with you. Be right back. Stay with us. Heard what? I heard it too. Are we ready? Okay. All set for the kickoff here. Number 42, Chris Nolan, set to boot it away for Vardaman. Approaches the kick. This will be number 36 on the kick return, Tim Armstrong, for the Trojans right in the middle of the field, still on his feet. And he is hit hard in there, but not until he's fought his way down to around the 44-yard line. So Bruce will start this drive in good field position here, Bill.
I think we're going to need to see some tightening up now. The Ram defense, of course, they have tightened up as the game progressed, and they've done a good job. 7-3 score. I'm sure they'd be satisfied going in with that.
They have an injured Ram down. He tried to make his way up on his feet. He fell a couple of times. Number 34, I believe. That's going to be Chris Horton. He's a senior at 155. Horton is really shaking up. But was he in on the tackle? He might have made the tackle. I'm not sure.
He might have had it, made it this far over. Looks like he really got the wind knocked out of him.
He's having trouble keeping his balance there as he's assisted to the near sideline. They're going to take him right onto the dressing room, I believe. Check that. They're going to put him on the bench here. Coach Bray there checking out the injury. And this is 34, Chris Horton, the injured Ram on the play, a senior at 155. From the way he was walking, Bill, that could have been a neck injury or some kind of back injury. If you've ever experienced that, some people out in the, that have played football before, there's nothing like a neck or back injury playing football. It's tough. It really is. You
would probably really not know where you even are at the moment after an injury like that, although we can see a pretty good picture of him here, and the head coach is feeling of him and feeling of his head. He looks like he may be okay. Let's just hope it was just the wind knocked out of him.
Well, I hope you're right. We have an official timeout on the field with 6 minutes and 13 seconds remaining in the first half of play. It's Bruce 7, Vardaman 3. Once again, going over other schools in the county where they're in action this evening. Friday, September the 20th. The Calhoun Academy Cougars are facing Winona Academy at Winona. And the Calhoun City Wildcats have an open date. They are idle this evening. 1st and 10, Bruce, operating from their own 43, 44-yard line. 7, Malcolm Williams puts an eye in the backfield, wide out across the way. Williams gives off to the second man through up the middle of the field. He is hammered in there. 36 on that carry, Tim Armstrong, as he is knocked down by number 2, Tyrone Armstrong, a junior at 195. Armstrong on Armstrong that time. Bill, what do you think?
That's right, playing it right up to the line there. Number 34 with the injury, Chris Horton. I believe I saw him nod to some people at the fence that he was okay, so it looks like maybe he'll even get to come back into the ball game. Let's hope so anyway.
We'll hope Chris is going to be all right. 2nd down here, and about 9 yards to go. Maybe pick up a yard, yard and a half on the previous carry. Number 7, Malcolm Williams, working with a offset 2-man backfield set, wide out to the near side. Give goes to the first man through, 36 still on his feet at the 50. He fights his way down to 45, down around the 43-yard line. That was Tim Armstrong on that carry for the Trojans, a senior at 190. Be plenty of room for the first down, I believe. A couple of Rams, once again, slow about getting up on that particular play.
I tell you what, Tim Armstrong, man, we saw a good shot of him there, and he is really a heavy-duty runner, and he just knocked a couple of guys. He was still going forward when they fell.
Thomas Brooks, senior, in on the tackle, a little slow about getting up, but he's back up with his defensive unit. Defensive official timeout on the field here. We're at 5:17 now remaining in the half. Bruce 7, Vardaman 3. And here's Bill with a list of this evening's sponsors.
Once again, some fine sponsors here for Bruce and Vardaman action tonight. Weeks Big Star in Bruce and Weeks Supermarket located here in Vardaman. A proud sponsor of tonight's Bruce Vardaman football action. Shop Weeks Big Star. Mary, Steve, and Eric, and all the staff at Weeks Big Star. Once again, Pontotoc Electric Power Association, one of the fine sponsors for Bruce Trojan football. PEPA, Smokey Bearfield, and all the staff at Pontotoc Electric. 5:17 now to go in the first half of play. Trojans still on top, 7-3. They've led throughout. And now we'll take you to play-by-play once again with Mitchell.
Back to action here. Trojans with possession, 1st and 10, operating from Vardaman territory now and around the 43-yard line. As number 7, Malcolm Williams puts a wide out across the way, split backfield formation, 2-man set in the backfield. Williams checks the Vardaman defensive alignment. Up under center now. Quick pitch goes back to number 20, Tyrone Bean, trying to turn the corner, hitting the backfield, twisting, turning, fighting. He has gained tackle there. He's going to lose about a yard on that particular play, I believe. But once again, we have a injured Ram down with penalty marker down on the field, number 42. He's on his feet. He's okay, Chris Nolan.
Chris Nolan that time holding on to the runner and allowing some others to get back there and bring him down. Looked like in the backfield. And Nolan getting up proudly that time, showing he can hang.
2nd down here in about 11. We have a official trying to decide who the penalty is against. Evidently it's against Bruce. Having a little problem there. This is a major assessment being marched off here against the Trojans of some 15 yards. And that's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct, I believe, Bill. That's the indication.
Trojans going to be careful about that because they've hurt themselves with that certain penalty tonight. I know at least twice. Coach Robbins will probably really talk to them about that at halftime.
That's going to bring up the 2nd down situation here and long to go. Well, it looks to be about 25 yards to go for the first, 25 or 26. That ball is marked back now in Trojan territory around the 40-yard line. 2nd long here for Bruce.
Official timeout.
And we have an official timeout on the field, I believe. Referees are having a little problem here, Bill. You know what this is all about?
I tell you what, I don't know. I hadn't seen anything like it this year so far in a game, but looks like they're having trouble deciding, you know, after they call the penalty, exactly what the penalty is going to be.
Well, they're talking now across the way with the head coach of the Trojans, Dennis Robbins, so obviously he's upset about these unsportsmanlike conduct calls.
I had heard, we were looking at, I had heard some fans saying they couldn't even see the unsportsmanlike conduct. They couldn't tell who even did it, and Bruce obviously questioning that call very heavily.
When we resume play, it'll be 2nd down here and about 25 yards to go. Bruce is in possession at their own 40-yard line. 4 minutes, 43 seconds remaining. It's Bruce 7, Vardaman 3. We're going to take a station break. Stick around. You're watching a sports presentation, W07BN, your local sports connection. Okay. Back to action here. Bruce with possession. Second down, about 25 yards to go for the first. They'll be operating from around their own 40-yard line. Number 7, Malcolm Williams, with his signal calling duties for the Trojans. Sets the wideouts left and right. Puts number 36 in motion across the way. Tim Armstrong, lone sat back in the backfield. Williams tries to turn it up, and he is hammered in there. Nice play by number 2, Tyrone Armstrong for Vardaman, a junior at 195. And that's going to bring up the third down here. And once again, about 25 yards to go for the first. Nice play defensively by the Rams, Bill.
That's right. Vardaman Rams really tuning it up here defensive-wise against the Trojans. They can see the scores close, and they would be satisfied, I'm sure, to go in at halftime only trailing by 4.
Third and long here for Bruce. Williams once again working with the same set offensively. Busted play, I believe. Rolls to his right, wants to throw passes. I believe it was caught. Nice catch in there by number 86. That's Roger Moore. If indeed the reception was made, and evidently it was, Roger Moore with the catch. He's a senior at 165. Bill, he was looking the wrong way, but made the adjustment nicely and came down with the catch.
It looks like he stretched out quite a bit, and like I said, that was an excellent catch, and I believe it will will it pick up the first down for the Trojans?
It's going to be fourth down and about 11 yards to go, I believe. They had a long way to go to ever get back up to the original line of scrimmage. Punting situation for Bruce. Kick is away by number 20, Tyrone Beam. Number 1 trying to field it for the Rams, Jason Culpepper, on his return on his feet, and he is knocked down there around the 15-yard line. Finding the going rough and tough on that particular return was number 1, Jason Culpepper, a senior at 150. And Vardaman will be in business 1st and 10 from inside their own 20, around the 15, I believe. They'll have 3 minutes and 18 seconds of operating time available in the first half of play. Once again, it's Bruce 7, Vardaman 3. We are coming to you from Carter Field in Vardaman, if you joined us late.
Now we can see if the Ram offensive unit can tune it up here, as they're going to start deep in their own territory, and they have 3:15 and counting to work with here in the first half.
You know, this is the poorest field position Vardaman has started with so far this evening, I believe. Bill, what do you think?
I tell you, the heavy penalties have definitely went Vardaman's way here tonight.
Luke Massey with his signal calling duties for the Rams. Give off to the first man through, Armstrong on the carry. Not much running room for Randy Armstrong, a senior at 195. As he is hit by, among others, number 78 on the stop, Jerome Tillman, a senior at 235 for the Trojans. That's going to bring up the second down, and once again, we'll call it 10 yards to go for the first. No appreciable gain on the previous carry there by Armstrong.
And once again, the Trojans, as we've seen in the first half tonight, they do very good at blocking up the run straight up the middle. Trojans just closing all the holes up for the Rams.
2 minutes and 30 seconds now remaining in the half, and the clock is on the move. 22 leaving the game offensively for Vardaman. That's Thomas Brooks. Number 80 checking in for the Rams, Brad Easley, a sophomore, 168. Massey up under center now. Give off goes to the second man through. Armstrong on the left side, trying to find some daylight outside, and he is finally ridden down. Number 5, Randy Armstrong on the sweep on the left side for Vardaman.
Randy Armstrong on the carry, right on by Kevin Austin and Roger Moore.
Pickup of about 2 or 3 on that carry. Bring up a third down. What looks to be about 5 yards to go for the first now. We're under 2 minutes remaining in the half now. Bruce 7, Vardaman 3. Number 80, Brad Easley, checking back out of the game as he was replaced once again by Thomas Brooks, number 22. A senior at 150 for Vardaman. Brooks comes wide out to the near side. Wide out across the way in Jason Culpepper. 2-man backfield set. Fumble on the snap. Let's see if Massey was able to fall on the fumble. We'll have to wait and see. I believe he did. Vardaman will maintain possession, but it will be fourth down here. And what looks to be about 6 yards to go for the first.
That's another lucky break for the Rams that time, covering the fumble, because they didn't want to give the Trojans the opportunity that deep in Vardaman territory, even with only a little over a minute to go in the first half of play.
Fourth down here and about 5 yards to go for the Rams. We're under a minute remaining in the first half now. We're at 49 seconds and counting. Massey gets the punt away for Vardaman. Takes a couple of Ram rolls. It's going to be fielded by number 22 back up the middle of the field. This is Roger Armstrong. Fights his way up to around the 42-yard line. And that's where Bruce will have one more shot at it here before going at the half with 36 seconds remaining. Bill, I came prepared for the cool weather. I thought we were going to have cool weather this evening. Brought me a leather jacket and what have you, but I'm getting warm up here now. It's not quite as cool as the weatherman said, I don't believe. What do you think?
I don't believe we've gotten to those low temperatures yet. It's fair tonight and excellent football weather. And I tell you what, I'm still a little bit chilly, but I seem to be warming up a little bit here tonight.
The clock is stopped with 30 seconds remaining in the first half of play. We have a timeout on the field. Bruce 7, Vardaman 3. We're going to take you to a station break. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Back to action here. Clock shows 30 seconds remaining in the first half of play. We have the Trojans in possession. They're operating from Vardaman territory around the 44-yard line. Malcolm Williams still with the ball, running around the backfield under pressure here. Coming to the near side, being chased. Williams takes a head-on shot and is knocked to the 40-yard line. Nice tackle there by number 10, Anthony Vance. I hope he's able to get up, and he is. That was a real shot there. And that scares you when you see those helmets go down like they did there, Bill. Usually, a lot of times, we could see a neck injury like that.
That's exactly right, Mitchell. I believe they're going to hurry and get it off here.
Clock winds down 1 second. No, they're not going to get the snap away. Penalty marker down. Williams puts it up in the air. Armstrong got the catch across the way. This is 36 Tim Armstrong with a catch. He is dragged down. We have a penalty flag down so that we cannot end on that play. The half cannot end on a penalty, Bill, so we'll have one more play coming up here.
We've spent about half our time in the first half here just watching the flags and waiting to see what the decision was on the flags. I know a referee's job is tough, but it's been strange here tonight with the penalties.
It really has. We have an official discussing something with a Trojan captain on the field, I believe. He's talking it over with number 54, Benji Parker, a junior 185. Penalty is declined. And that's going to do it for the first half of play. Bruce 7, Vardaman 3 at Carter Field in Vardaman. We'll have some halftime entertainment coming up here shortly, I'm sure, by the Bruce High School Marching Band as they've made their way down the sideline across the way. In the meantime, here's Bill with a list of this evening's sponsors.
And once again, some more of our sponsors here tonight. The Calhoun City Telephone Company, a proud sponsor tonight of Vardaman Ram football action. Calhoun City Telephone Company, Tim Lunsford and staff providing top quality service for all of your phone needs. So be sure and go by and see them. Tell them how much you appreciate the game here tonight. I would like to mention, of course, Mitchell Johnson and myself on the mic tonight. We have Jeff Patton running the camera, Robin Morgan, technical director, and the whole TV7 crew here tonight with the duties here at the Vardaman Ram Bruce Trojan football action here at Carter Field in Vardaman. 7-3 now. Bruce leads the Rams in a close one in the first half of play, and we'll bring you back here with halftime activities. You be sure to stay tuned as we take a look at the tremendous crowd here on hand at Carter Field tonight. Both sides literally packed, and that's the way it should be when you have a rivalry of this caliber. You stay tuned. We'll be back with halftime entertainment from the Bruce Trojan Marching Band.
Go, folks! I drink a big one. I'm sitting here now.
They ain't two bands, so they got plenty of time. That's Mitchell's car. And the white strip. Right there.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please make welcome the Bruce High School Band under the direction of John Christ. The band is under field direction of Miss Cindy Vance.
God, look at them go! Y'all just want to sit down,
Sit down. Move over there. I told you to move over like that.
Tonight's band program will include I Can See for Miles, trumpet solos by Ann Capel and Craig Kilcrease. I'd like to teach the world to swing and rock it. Our flag captain is Stacy Smith, our co-captain is Melissa Farmer, and Randy Smith is the percussion captain.
I've been practicing with Cole.
Hey, I'm just cold.
You know those maybe Thor about
Let big coat in. Don't spray about right there in front of you. Big leg. What are you talking about? Right there in front of you. Oh, they wake up. Yes. go see him. He better not use that thing. Oh, Lordy, Lordy. Come back.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Bruce High School Band, directed by drum major Cindy Vance, band director John Chris.
Welcome back to Carter Field here in Vardaman, Mississippi. Vardaman and the Bruce Trojans. I'm talking with Jeff. Pat and Jeff ran the camera in the first half. Jeff, what do you think of the game so far?
Well, both teams, they're really putting out a big effort, and I think it's going to be an exciting game toward the end.
I believe it will be, too. Of course, Ole Miss graduate here. Jeff, tell us about the game coming up this Saturday at Vaught Hemingway Stadium with Ohio University. You think Ole Miss will do pretty good? They've won every game at Vaught Hemingway throughout the 90s. You give them credit?
I believe they can handle it. I think they can stand the ground there and pull out a victory.
How about local fitness? We have that local fitness program going now on TV7. Of course, you and I work on that program a lot, and we get a lot of footage from the gym and Pig Meat Gym. When will our programs air this week? We might put a little promo in for local fitness.
I think they should be airing probably Sunday at 2 o'clock and Monday evening at 6.
That's exactly right. So be sure and tune in for local fitness this week, Sunday at 2, Monday at 6 p.m. as we get ready now to crank up the second half of action. Trojans lead the game 7-3 over the Vardaman Rams, and a lot of penalties, as we mentioned, called early in the first half. And hopefully we can stay a little more penalty-free throughout the second half of play here tonight. Some of our sponsors for the Vardaman Ram football game: Calhoun City Telephone Company, Weeks Big Star and Bruce, Weeks Supermarket as well in Vardaman, Piggly Wiggly, Calhoun City, Hawkins Motor Company in Calhoun City, and Calhoun Apparel, leading industry in Calhoun City. Bruce Trojan sponsors Walco Cable, Piggly Wiggly, Calhoun Apparel, once again Weeks Big Star and Supermarket, Hawkins Motor Company, Farmers and Merchants Bank, and the Pontotoc Electric Power Association. And now we'll be ready to kick off the second half of play. And I believe Vardaman will be back deep to receive the kickoff from the Bruce Trojans. Now we'll take you once again to Mitchell.
All set to begin the exciting second half of play. We'll start the second half with the Trojans in the lead by a score of 7-3. The Rams will be receiving the second half kick as they deferred their decision to the second half. Bruce, of course, decided the first half to receive the opening game kickoff. Back deep to receive for the Rams will be number 1, Jason Culpepper, as well as number 22, Thomas Brooks, and number 34, that's Chris Horton. Teeing the ball up for the Trojans, that's going to be number 36, Tim Armstrong. He's a senior at 190. All set to begin the second half of play. If you joined us late, we are coming to you from Carter Field here in Vardaman, where the Rams are hosting the Trojans of Bruce. Trojans lead by a score of 7-3 to start the second half of play. Armstrong approaches the ball, and the second half is underway. Long, deep driving kick. This will be number 1 trying to field it for the Rams. Jason Culpepper fumbles the ball. Ball is loose on the field, so we'll have to see who recovered the fumble here. I believe a Ram fell on it. We'll have to wait to see the official indication. Trojans will have possession, I believe. Bruce has recovered the fumble. So the Trojans start off the second half with a bang as they recover the opening second half kickoff fumble. And they'll start over deep in Ram territory inside that looks to be about the 10-yard line, I believe. Bill, what do you think?
That's right. Trojans came in real fast and heavy that time against the Rams, and what a tough way to start it off for Vardaman this time. Bruce, great opportunity now to add another touchdown to the scoreboard.
I believe that ball is going to be marked around the 14-yard line in Vardaman territory. It'll be 1st and 10 here for the Trojans. As number 7, Malcolm Williams brings his team up using the I formation in the backfield, wide out across the way. Williams with a give to the second man through on the near side. Number 20 with that carry. That was Tyrone Bean, a senior at 190. As he picks up a few yards on that particular carry, bring up a second down situation here. And what looks to be about 5 yards to go for the first. Checking into the game offensively for the Trojans, number 22, Roger Armstrong. Armstrong is a junior at 150, leaving the game for Bruce. Number 20, Tyrone Bean, a senior at 190. Second about 5 here for Bruce. Operating deep in Vardaman territory here to begin the second half of play. That ball is marked around the 10-yard line. Williams gives to number 36 on the near side. He is hit by several Vardaman defenders. That was 36 Tim Armstrong on the carry, a senior at 190. Manages to pick up a couple of yards on that particular carry. He'll bring up a third down situation here. And what looks to be about 2 yards to go for the first.
That's exactly right. We see the flexing of muscles now by the Vardaman Rams defense, and a very important play here for the defense of Vardaman to hold the Trojans, with it being 3rd and 4 now for the Trojans of Bruce.
Clock shows 10.5 minutes remaining. We're in the third quarter of play. We have a timeout on the field called by the Trojans of Bruce. That's their first timeout here in the second half of play. They'll have 2 available. Vardaman is yet to use a timeout here in the second half, so they'll still have their full 3 timeouts available. We're going to take it to a station break. Stay right where you are. This is a sports presentation, W07BN, your local sports connection. We'll be right back. Back to action here. Third down, about 4 yards to go for the first. 3rd and 3 or 3rd and 4. Number 7, Malcolm Williams with his signal calling duties for the Trojans. Rolls to his right, going to keep it himself now, trying to get into that end zone. Fighting, squirming, twisting, turning. Touchdown, Trojans. Number 7, Malcolm Williams on a quarterback keeper around the right side. Puts the ball in the end zone to put 6 more points up on the board for the Trojans. Makes it Bruce 13, Vardaman 3. 10:25 remaining in the third quarter of play.
I think the Trojans trying to make up for a lot of the penalties that were called against them in the first half of play, and coming in now with a quick score to begin the second half action to really take a good lead against Vardaman.
On to attempt the PAT will be number 36, Tim Armstrong. Hold by number 1, Kevin Austin. Austin awaiting the snap back here. Gets a good snap back. Hold is down. Kick is up. It's long and high and true right between the post. 36, Tim Armstrong comes on to tack on the extra point. That'll make it Bruce 14, Vardaman 3. 10:25 remaining. We're in the third quarter of play. We're going to take a station break. Stick around. You're watching a sports presentation, W07BN, your local sports connection. We'll be right back. Teeing the ball up once again for the Trojans will be number 36, Tim Armstrong. Back deep to receive for the Rams of Vardaman. Number 1, Jason Culpepper. Number 22, Thomas Brooks. And number 34, Chris Horton. Armstrong approaches the ball, and the kick is away. Once again, Armstrong puts a nice foot into the kickoff. Number 1 fumbling the ball, Jason Culpepper, and he's immediately downed. Culpepper having trouble fielding the punt there. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Rams, operating from deep in their own territory. That ball's going to be marked inside the 20 on around the 18, I believe. Vardaman not starting a very good field position this half as we saw them start the first half. But
I tell you, I don't know what it is, but like I say, they're having a tough time fielding the ball on the kickoffs, and maybe they're feeling a little tension now, a little bit of pressure with the score 14-3.
1st and 10 Rams is number 9. Luke Massey sets his offense here. Puts 2 wide outs to the near side. Massey with a give to the first man through off the left side. Not much running room there. And we'll bring up the 2nd down situation here. And it looks to be about 8 yards to go for the first. Bill, I would expect we might see Massey going to the air here more in the 3rd quarter of play. Vardaman down by 11 points here, 14-3. What do you think?
Like you say, I saw as they was warming up before the game, Massey's arm looked real good. He had some good spiral on the ball, and I think you're right. I think they're going to have to go to a little bit of an air attack and mix it up to get some more points on the board and stay with Bruce.
We're under the 10-minute mark now remaining in the 3rd quarter. Just as we predicted, Massey immediately goes to the air. Pass was complete to number 11, Lee Hoskin, and he really got belted there, but did manage to hang on to the ball, Bill.
That's right. Hoskin, that time, we brought it down and hit from both sides, and that was a good effort by Hoskins that time.
It's going to be 1st and 10 here for the Rams, as Hoskin did manage to hang on to the ball and justify enough yardage for a 1st down. Chain crew move the sticks across the way. Vardaman will be operating from around their own 32-yard line, 1st and 10 Vardaman. 9.5 minutes now remaining in the 3rd quarter. Bruce 14, Vardaman 3. We're at Carter Field here in the Sweet Potato Capital. Massey with a give to the first man, number 5. Randy Armstrong on the carry on the near side is a senior at 195. He is hit by a host of Trojan defenders. Number 36 in on the stop for Bruce, Tim Armstrong. In the linebacker position is a senior, 190 pounds. Second down here, well, it looks to be about 10 yards to go for the first once again for Vardaman. No appreciable gain on the previous play for the Rams. 2nd 10 here. Massey working another eye in the backfield now. 2 wide outs across the way. Luke wants to throw. Airs it out, going down the field. Pass is short. It's going to be intercepted, I believe. Officials right on the spot, ruling it an interception, I believe, by number 20, Tyrone Bean. Nice play defensively by Bean.
I believe it was, and I believe the pass was short that time for the intended receiver. Luke didn't quite get the ball down as far as he needed to, and Bean just turned around and simply caught the ball as it was short. And now we have a turnover now, and Bruce has control.
Just as we predicted earlier, Bill, Vardaman has decided to go to the air, down by 11 points in the 3rd quarter of play. But anytime you air the ball out, you stand the risk of an incompletion or an interception. Only 3 things can happen: completion, interception, or incompletion. 2 out of 3 are bad. So, you know, you got to expect some of this if Vardaman has to go to the air, and they're going to have to here in the 2nd half of play.
That's exactly right. We'll see if they keep continuing to do that as Trojans now take it up across the 40.
Malcolm Williams with a fumble scoop there, trying to make something out of nothing. He does manage to get the ball to around the 49-yard line. Heads up play there by Malcolm Williams. He did try to hand the ball off. It popped loose. Williams quickly fielded the loose fumble and streaked downfield to around the 49-yard line in Trojan territory.
I tell you, Malcolm Williams, of course, the starting quarterback, but he's also an excellent runner on this Bruce Trojan offensive unit. As he's showing here tonight, he likes to take it around to the side quite a bit, and Williams doing a good job here tonight as well running the ball.
It'll be 2nd down here at about a yard to go for the first for the Trojans from their own 49-yard line. 7 minutes, 40 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Bruce 14, Vardaman 3. Williams working with a 2-man backfield set wide out to the near side. Give goes to number 22 on the right side, trying to turn the corner. Setting 2 would-be tacklers, still on his feet, fighting down the field now. 22 down the field, carrying tacklers with him. Nice run by number 22, Roger Armstrong. Armstrong is a flanker, a junior at 150, and Bill, he just refused to go down.
I tell you, the Rams having a really tough time with number 22 Armstrong as he bumped 3 or 4 Rams before he ever hit the ground. And some good running by Armstrong, and Vardaman's really going to have to tighten up on their tackles here tonight if they're going to stay in the game, because Bruce is really taking it here in the first part of the 2nd half of play.
It's like a new team out there on the field. Evidently, Dennis Robbins, head coach of Bruce, had a little discussion with his players at the half. It looked like a whole new ball club. It'll be 1st and 10 here for the Trojans from around the 30-yard line in Vardaman territory. Williams rolls to his left, wants to throw, trying to find an open receiver. Going to tuck it away now, take it himself. He is hammered in there by 2 Vardaman defenders. Nice run there by Williams on the near side. Pickup of about 6 or 7 yards, bring up a second down situation here, and about 4 to go for the first.
I think the Trojans doing a good job with the fake tonight, fake handoffs, and the quarterback keeper by Williams. They spread them out. They're really spreading out the Ram defense. They'll run wide right one time, then they'll go wide left. And the Rams, they're really eluding this Ram defense at this point in the ball game.
That's exactly right. Trojans doing a nice job mixing up the plays offensively, keeping the Vardaman defense off balance here. Second down and about 3 or 4 to go for the first. From the 25-yard line in Vardaman territory, Williams with a gift to the first man through on the right side. Number 20 still on his feet, driving for yards. Fumble on the play, I believe. Vardaman has recovered. Number 20, Tyrone Bean, with that carry off the right side, lost the ball. Around come up with a fumble recovery, I believe. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Rams here.
I tell you, just when things are looking real rough for the Rams, the ball will be turned over, and the Rams will have control once again. And we'll see once again if they can get to driving down the field and make something out of this, as they really need a touchdown now at this point in the ball game, down 14-3.
Once again, though, Bill, as we mentioned earlier, as official timeout on the field, Vardaman starting off in poor field position as they have here in the second half of play. Been direct turnaround from the first half. They had great field position just about virtually on every possession in the first half of play, but not so in the second half.
I don't think we're going to see the penalties, obviously, that Bruce created in the first half by Bruce in the second half, and that's going to really hurt Vardaman, because Bruce had some penalties which really gave Vardaman good field position in the first half of play, and so we'll see what Vardaman can make now. They're going to have to flex their muscle on the offense and really move the ball now deep in their own territory.
Clock shows 6 minutes and 8 seconds remaining in the third quarter of play. It's Bruce 14, Vardaman 3. We're going to take a station break. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Back to action here. Rams with possession, 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. Around the 20-yard line or inside the 20. Give off goes to the first man through on the left side for Vardaman. I believe that was number 42 on that carry, Chris Nolden. Nolden is a sophomore, 210 pounds in the running back position. Not much running room that time for Nolden. That'll bring up the second down situation here. And again, about 10 yards to go. Number 80 checks into the game for the Rams. That's Brad Easley. He is a sophomore, 168, coming in at the tight end position, replacing Jock Easley, a sophomore, 220 at the tight end position as well. 2nd and 10 here for Vardaman. 5.5 minutes remaining. We're in the third quarter of play. Bruce 14, Vardaman 3. 42 in motion on their side, Nolden. Pitch back goes number 5, Randy Armstrong, trying to turn the corner. He is ridden down. Tackle was made by number 78 for Bruce. That was Jerome Tillman. He's a senior at 235 at the defensive tackle position. Armstrong just wasn't able to get outside that time, Bill.
That was a good pitch over to Armstrong, and looked like he might have had some running room, but there weren't really any blockers for him, and the Trojans quickly closed the hole up. Armstrong, of course, we talked about, he's a very great back. Of course, you're nowhere without your blockers. You've got to have those blockers and give them all the credit. They do open up the holes for the runners.
That's exactly right. Let's bring up a third down here. Once again, what looks to be about 10 yards to go for the first. 3rd and 10 here for Vardaman. Massey working with an eye in the backfield now. Drops the throw. Passes on the near side. Passes complete. This number 22, Thomas Brooks, with a catch. Spinning, twisting, turning, fighting his way downfield. He is hit hard in there, knocked out of bounds by, among others, number 7, Malcolm Williams. the quarterback on offense and linebacker on defense. He's a junior at 160. He really took a shot here on the sideline there, Bill. I heard that pop all the way over here.
I tell you what, that Trojan defense is showing no mercy here tonight, and they've got Vardaman deep, and that's where they want to keep them. And we're looking at a 4th and 5, so well, I'm sure Vardaman will elect to punt on this one.
Clock winds down to 4 minutes now remaining in the third quarter of play. As you mentioned, it's 4th down with 5 yards to go for the Rams, operating from deeper in their own territory. Luke Massey back to punt it away for Vardaman, gets a good snap back, and the kick is away. Takes a Trojan roll there. It's going to be downed around the 46-yard line in Vardaman territory. So where we saw Vardaman start off with a good field position in the first half, the Trojans have started off in great field position here in the second half of play. And here's Bill with a list of this evening's sponsors.
And once again, one of the sponsors for tonight's Bruce Trojan Action, Pontotoc Electric Power Association, Smokey Bearfield and all of his staff. Pontotoc Electric Power. Go by and tell them how much you enjoyed the ball game here. Watch for the ball game once again Saturday at 1 p.m. in its entirety on TV7. Now back to Mitchell.
3 minutes, 37 seconds remaining in the third quarter of play. Trojans with possession with a comfortable 14-3 lead. Number 7, Malcolm Williams with his signal calling duties. Quick pitches back to Tim Armstrong on the near side. And he manages to move the ball to around the 40-yard line. Make it the 42-yard line now in Vardaman territory. Pick up of about 4 yards, bring up a second down situation here, and 6 yards to go for the first. Clock continues to roll here with 3:10 remaining in the third quarter. 22 checking into the game for the Trojans. That's Roger Armstrong. He's a junior at 150 as he brings in instructions from across the way. Second and about 6 here for Bruce. Williams working with an eye in the backfield, puts the wide out to the near side. Williams, handoff goes number 22 on the right side. That's Roger Armstrong trying to turn the corner, and he is gang tackled by a host of Ram defenders, but not until he has picked up a yard or two, I believe. Pick up a 1 yard on the carry.
Rams did a good time did a good job that time with Armstrong trying to go around to the far side, and they closed the hole up fairly quick because Armstrong has really hurt the Rams here tonight.
He certainly has. As number 22, Roger Armstrong, leaves the game offensively across the way. Third and about 5 yards to go here for the first for Bruce. They're operating from Vardaman territory around the 41-yard line. Williams sets his offense, working with basically the same offensive set. Wide out across the way this time as well, and then on their side. Williams rolls to his left, going to keep it himself, now tuck it away at the 40. The 35 is hit down around the 32-yard line. Hit hard in there. Nice carry by Williams, and nice tackle by number 1, Jason Culpepper for Vardaman. He's a senior at 150. And that will be enough yardage for a first down here for the Trojans. It'll be 1st and 10 for Bruce. And they'll be operating from the Vardaman 32-yard line. The clock is on the move with 1 minute and 47 seconds now remaining in the third. Bruce with a comfortable lead at 14-3. Number 7, Malcolm Williams breaks huddle and brings his team up, puts the wide out across the way, working with a split backfield formation, 2-man set. Williams up under center here. Quarterback keeper up the middle. Up to around the 27, 28-yard line. Tackle in there by, among others, number 71, Chris Hames. He's a senior at 175. Second down here, and about, well, it looks to be about 5 yards to go for the first. Number 1, Kevin Austin checks into the game for the Trojans. He is a junior at 140 as he brings in the play from across the way. Once again, the coaches for the Trojans are Dennis Robbins. Assistant coaches Donnie Logan and Phil Ferguson. Second about 6 here to go, 6 or 7 for Bruce. Williams with a give to number 22, trying to make the cut, could not keep his footing. That was Roger Armstrong, a junior at 150.
Bruce now looks like Mitchell. They're in good field position, and of course leading 14-3. Instead of a lot of passing, they've gone back to their running game, try to play some conservative ball, as we see a lot of runs up the middle, far and near sides, and they really don't feel pressured, of course, at this point in the ball game.
Well, it goes back to the old cliche, Bill. You know, when you're gaining so much on the ground, why take a chance of putting the ball in the air? As I mentioned earlier, only 3 things can happen with the pass, and 2 of them are bad. So clock winds down to 15 seconds remaining in the third now. Williams works with a split backfield formation, 2-man set, wide out across the way. Williams Gives to the first man through on the near side. It's going to be Roger Armstrong with the carry. He is gained, tackled by a host of Ram defenders. And on the stop was 42, Chris Nolan, as well as number 1, Jason Culpepper. And there's a horn ending the third quarter of play. Bruce 14, Vardaman 3.
Rams did a good job that time, Mitchell, holding the Trojans, and probably now the Rams will have control of the ball. And a good job that time by Vardaman to close up the gap for Bruce, because they're really going to have to go to work now with 1 quarter left to work in the ball game, down 14-3.
We're going to cut it to a station break. Stay with us. We'll be right back. To begin the fourth and final quarter of play, Trojans with possession in Vardaman territory on around the 22-yard line. Williams give off to number 36 on the left side. Tim Armstrong still on his feet, twisting, turning, driving, still on his feet. Armstrong going to the goal line. Armstrong have an injured Ram on the field. Thomas Brooks slow about getting up here for Vardaman, as he made the touchdown saving tackle, I believe, there, Bill, but he paid the price.
Brooks really did. He's worked real hard tonight for the Rams, and I tell you what, he's a key man to this Ram team, and hopefully, you know, he'll be up and he'll be okay as well.
It'll be first and goal to go here for the Trojans, and they are just looks to be only a foot or so away from the goal line here in Vardaman territory. Clock is on the move. We have 11 minutes, 36 seconds remaining in the ball game. Bruce already with a comfortable lead of 14-3 and threatening here to add to that lead. Malcolm Williams. Offset to 9 in the backfield. Quarterback sneak up the middle. Touchdown, Trojans. They made it look easy. That was number 7. Malcolm Williams is a quarterback, junior at 160. And he just got an offensive surge across that line, Bill, and he followed his blockers right across the goal line.
That's right, he really did. No problem there taking it across. I think with this kind of lead, giving the Rams all the respect, I think Coach Robbins will probably send some different players in and let some other players have some experience at this point in the game. Of course, you never know what can happen. 11 minutes and 21 seconds is plenty of time for Vardaman to bring this game right back.
That's exactly right. Hopefully they will be able to come back and make a game of it. Number 36 on to attempt the PAT for the Trojans. That's Tim Armstrong. Kick is up, high and true. Armstrong once again is successful with the extra point attempt. Bruce 21, Vardaman 3. 11 minutes, 21 seconds remaining in the game. We're going to take it to a station break, do a little business with it. We'll be right back. Stay with us. You're watching a sports presentation, W07BN, your local sports connection. Teeing the ball up for the Trojans once again will be number 36, Tim Armstrong. Back deep to receive for the Rams, number 2, Tyrone Armstrong, as well as number 22, Thomas Brooks. Short kick. Ball is loose on the field. Big scramble for the ball. We'll have to wait and see who has recovered the kick here. After that ball travels 10 yards, it's anybody's football. The officials right on the spot trying to umpile them here. I believe Vardaman will have possession. Thomas Brooks able to fall on the loose ball, so evidently he's okay, Bill, in on the attempt to return the kick. Vardaman 1st and 10 from their own 24-yard line. Coach Mark Bray and Clay Dowdy put their offensive unit into gear here with 11 minutes and 18 seconds remaining in the contest.
As I said, you know, we saw Calhoun City's coaching staff here tonight as they had an open date, and I believe they're watching this Bruce team heavily, as we'll be at Bruce next Friday night as they take on the Wildcats.
It should be an interesting matchup as well, as Luke Massey drops the throw, rolls, pumps, fakes, fires way downfield. It's got an open receiver in Brooks. Pass is underthrown, batted up in the air and incomplete. Massey had Thomas Brooks with a step or two on defender back there. He hung it up and could not hit him with it. Ball falls to the field incomplete. It'll bring up a second down situation here. Once again, 10 yards to go for the first.
Once again, that looked like a little bit of a short pass, and Brooks, of course, double covered by the Trojans, and that would have been a tough reception to make, even if it had been a little bit longer.
You know, but we talked a little bit at the beginning of the game about the injury suffered by number 9 Luke Massey last week in the first quarter. I believe it was an elbow injury of some sort, according to the paper. That still could be bothering him a little bit there. He doesn't seem to have the crisp, clean pass that we've seen him throw in the past.
Hopefully he can get that elbow back and have it back into shape by next Friday night.
Hopefully so. Second and 10 here for the Rams. They are operating from their own territory around the 23-yard line. Massey rolls to his right. He's going to put it up once again under a rush over the middle. Passes intercepted, I believe. Number 1 with the pickoff, Kevin Austin for the Trojans. And once again, it was intended for Thomas Brooks.
The pass coverage, I tell you what, the pass coverage for Vardaman is tough. Trojans are spread out all over the field, and it's tough to get a pass in. And he had to hurry, Massey, that time get it off, as there was a Trojan right in his face. That may have had something to do that time with that interception.
I'm sure it did, as Massey was under a lot of pressure there. He's frustrated, come to the sideline, you can tell. First and 10, Bruce, operating from Vardaman territory here around the 41-yard line. We have 2 minutes, 51 seconds remaining in the game. Bruce 21, Vardaman 3. Number 7, Malcolm Williams puts his offense in motion. Lone set back in the backfield, wide out across the way. Penalty marker down. Have to wait and see. It could be an offsides call. It was from the line judge here on the side, I believe. Offsides against Bruce. And I believe that carries with the penalty of the 5-yard variety. Is that correct, Bill?
I believe it does, and I'm sure Coach Robbins does not want to see this starting again with the penalties and being this far ahead, but yet you don't want to see all these penalties even in the fourth period of play, because it really hurt Bruce in the first half.
It really did, no question about that. It'll still be first down, but with 15 yards to go for another first here, as Williams puts wide out across the way and then on the near side. Lone set back in the backfield. 6A 4-man defensive front for the Rams. Now that play did little or nothing there. Williams, evidently, did he fumble the snap? I didn't get a good angle on it here.
Of course, he was on the keeper and brought down, I believe, from behind the line of scrimmage. I couldn't really tell if he lost control of the ball or what happened. Obviously, he was able to hang on to it.
It will result in a loss. It'll be a second down situation here. And what looks to be about 17 or maybe 18 yards to go for the first. Ball is marked around the 48-49 in Vardaman territory. Second long here for Bruce. Clock winds down to 10 minutes remaining in the game now. Williams working with the same set offensively. Drops in the pocket, wants to throw, airs it out on the left side. Pass is going to be incomplete. Number 1, Kevin Austin, was the intended receiver.
I tell you, that pass looked good that time by Williams, right through the hands of number 1 there, Austin, I believe. But that was a good pass. Austin, it was right there. I believe it was catchable. He just happened not to get it that particular play. Bruce now feeling a lot of confidence, I'm sure, at this point in the game. But a lot of Vardaman Rams still here as they watch their team continue to play, because anything can happen.
Williams did put the ball on the money that time to Austin. Austin could not come down with a reception. Third down, and once again 17 to go. Williams relaying the play across the way to the wide back across the way. Puts the wide out to the near side and the far side. Offset backfield formation, 2-man set. Williams rolls to his right under pressure here, scrambling around, looking downfield, trying to get outside, and he is hammered in there. Nice shot there by number 5, Randy Armstrong. Williams a little slow about getting up here. He got his bell rung that time, Bill.
Hey, I'm going to tell you, that time Williams was really hit, and he's been running some hard ball, and he was really hit that time by the Rams, and that's the price you pay when you put it down and run that hard.
Williams a little slow about getting up. He's having some problems now. He's back on down on the field around the midfield stripe. We're going to have an official timeout on the field. Coach Dennis Robbins and staff will come on to check out the injury there by Williams. He really took a shot.
Number 10, I believe, our backup quarterback, Jason Nichols. Williams now going to talk, like you say, with head coach Robbins, and he's up on his feet. He apparently looks like he's okay, but I tell you, that was some lick. I mean, we heard that here, and we could see that. That was on our side, and it's tough that time when you run that hard and take a lick like that.
No question about it. Every time you see a lick pass of that caliber, it makes you want to cringe, because you hope everybody's going to be able to get up okay. More times than not, they are not, though. We do have another quarterback on the field, evidently because Williams is taking a breather across the way with his helmet off. Fourth down here and about 17 yards to go. Punting situation for the Trojans. Number 20, Tyrone Bean, to punt it away for Bruce. Gets a good snap back. Nice hanging spiral here by Bean. From the roll dead. Around inside the 5-yard line of Vardaman. Nice punt there by Bean. So Vardaman once again will start off deep in their own territory with 9 minutes and 25 seconds of operating time available in the fourth quarter of play.
You know, Mitchell, things really seem to be going Bruce's way now during the second half of play, and of course they downed it real deep, and Vardaman's going to have a real tough time here deep in their own territory, already pressured down 21-3.
9:25 remaining in the contest. Bruce 21, Vardaman 3, and here's Bill with a list of this evening's sponsors.
And some more fine sponsors for the Bruce Trojans. Pontotoc Electric Power Association in Bruce, a fine sponsor for Bruce Trojan football here tonight. Weeks Big Star in Bruce and Weeks Supermarket in Vardaman. Another fine sponsor, both locations, Vardaman and Bruce, of the ball game here tonight. Now back to Mitchell.
First and 10 here for the Rams, trying to run it out of their hole there. 42 with the carry, still on his feet. Gets that over the 5-yard line out to around close to the 10-yard line. 42, that was Chris Nolan with the carry, a sophomore at 210 pounds. Picks up maybe 4, 5. It'll bring up a second down situation here. Give him 6 yards on the carry. We'll call it 2nd and 4 here. Clock is on the move now with 8 minutes and 46 seconds remaining in the contest.
You know, Mitchell, looks like now, of course, at this point, probably we can safely say the Trojans will go, I believe, 3-0 on the year, and probably maybe we'll even go up in rankings from the Little 10 schools in Northeast Mississippi. So Bruce, the year is looking really well for them. Of course, coming from a 3A school down to a 2A, they're really a strong team in this 2A division.
Trojans are very impressive this evening. Massey wants to throw. He's under pressure here, fumbles the ball. What do we have? Officials right on the spot. We're going to see who has recovered the fumble here. Luke Massey dropped back in the pocket, wanted to throw. He felt the heat coming from the far side. Vardaman will maintain possession, I believe. Be a loss on that play. Edging ever so closer to their own end zone. They'll be operating now from around their own 4-yard line. We're under 8 minutes remaining in the game, and the clock is on the move. 87 checks in for the Rams. That's Jock Easley. He's a tight end, sophomore, 220 pounds.
You know, Vardaman, of course, being a single-A school, Bruce, as we've already talked about, barely missing 3A classification. Give Vardaman a lot of credit. I mean, they went in halftime 7-3. They have really played a tough game here tonight, considering Bruce being here.
It'll be a third down situation here and about 9 yards to go for the Rams. Armstrong on the carry on the right side, trying to pick up something on the ground. I can understand here, Bill, trying to keep the ball on the ground. They are dangerously close to their own end zone. They put the ball up in the air, and a defender for the Trojans picks it off, and he's got clear sliding to the goal line here.
That's right. It's just too deep in Vardaman territory for them to be putting it up in there and taking those chances. They hadn't had a lot of luck here in the second half with the air attack anyway, already with 1 or 2 interceptions there by Bruce. So now it brings up a 4th and 7.
Punting situation here for Vardaman. Massey will be having to punt the ball from his own end zone, waiting to snap back, gets a good snap back, and the rush is on. Kick is away. He does manage to get it off here. It's going to take a Trojan roll. It's going to be downed around the 15-yard line in Vardaman territory. So the Trojans maintain that good field position. They have dominated the field position here in the second half of play.
I think we'll see some new guys now coming in for the Bruce Trojans and get a little playing experience here in the ball game. You want to take advantage of those kind of guys when you get at this point in the game. Safely say Bruce is going to come away with a victory here tonight, probably.
6:41 remaining in the contest. Once again, it's Bruce 21, Vardaman 3. If you joined us late, we are in the fourth quarter. We are coming to you from Carter Field. This is Mitchell Johnson, along with Bill Morgan, the entire TV7 Sports crew. Williams with a give up the middle, number 36 with the speed. Tim Armstrong finding his way up the middle of the field. As he is down by, among others, number 72, James McDonald. He's a junior at 250. Second 7 here for the Trojans.
Vardaman having a tough time, Mitchell, getting started this year. They're going to go to 0-3 now. And, of course, barely missing the win last week. Calhoun City beating them the first week, 16-6. So Rams are going to have to really put it together. Maybe they can for next Friday night.
Well, hopefully so. They deserve a win if anybody does. As you mentioned, they will be 0-3 after tonight's game. Williams with the quarterback sneak up the middle of the field. I bet he managed to get to around the 10-yard line. And that's going to bring up the third down here, and about 3 yards to go for the first. 3rd and 3 here for Bruce. 5.5 minutes now remaining in the game, and the clock is on the move. Trojans taking a long time here, going back to the huddle. They'll have to hurry to get this in the way before the layup game call, I believe. Williams with a give to Armstrong on the left side. Touchdown, Trojans. 36 on the carry, Tim Armstrong. He's a senior at 190. He did manage to get the ball into the end zone to put 6 more points on the board for the Trojans. Bruce 27, Vardaman 3. 5 minutes, 12 seconds remain to be played here in the 4th and final quarter of play from Carter Field in Vardaman. On to attempt the extra point for the Trojans here. It is going to be hold by number 1. That's Kevin Austin. Attempt by number 36, Tim Armstrong. Kick is up, high, long, and true. Armstrong comes on and takes on the point after. Make it Bruce 28, Vardaman 3. See some of the Vardaman faithful now making their way to the exit gates, Bill. So they have decided with 5 minutes and 12 seconds left and down by some 25 points, it might be time to pack it in and head for the house.
That's exactly right. Looking rough now for the Vardaman Rams, but maybe Vardaman can use this and regroup. I'm sure they'll go back to single-A action probably here pretty soon, and Vardaman's always been number 1 and 2. They've been up at the very top the last couple of years in their division. Last year, unofficially, I think they had about a 9-2 record and just missed the playoffs because one team won in their division above them. But Vardaman can still put it together and have a good year.
Well, you know, the Rams ended the year with a postseason berth in the Sweet Potato Bowl last year. They participated in that bowl game. There were high expectations of them coming into this season. Things just haven't materialized as far as Vardaman is concerned yet, but there's a lot of football left to be played in this 91 campaign, and who knows? Maybe they can turn it around and make a showing of it yet. Maybe so. That's
exactly right, and we would like to invite everybody to come out next Friday night. Bruce and Calhoun City, of course, will be at the Trojan Field, and that'll be a high-intensity game, too. Calhoun City, of course, defeating Vardaman, as we said, 16-6 in the first game of the year for Vardaman and Calhoun City, and Calhoun City having a week off here this week, so that'll be an interesting game next weekend.
Certainly will. Team ball up for the Trojans, number 36, Tim Armstrong, a senior at 190. Kick is away. Armstrong doing a fine job this evening on his kickoffs. Number 22, Thomas Brooks on return for the Rams. Trying to get outside here at the 20. Dragged down from behind at the 24-yard line. Nice tackle by number 36, Tim Armstrong. Armstrong's all over the field tonight, Bill.
He really is, man. Armstrong is really playing the ball on both sides and playing it extremely well here tonight. Coach Robbins leaving some of the starters in, not wanting to really take any chances, and kind of probably keep the score pretty much locked in.
5 minutes, 4 seconds remain to be played in this one. It's Bruce 28, Vardaman 3. The Rams will go into offense once again. They'll be operating this time from around their own 25-yard line. Official timeout on the field with 5 minutes even remaining in the game now. We're going to take a break. Stick around. You're watching a sports presentation, W07BN, your local sports connection. We'll be right back. Back to action here, and even 5 minutes remaining in the 4th and final quarter. Vardaman with possession around their own 24-yard line. Luke Massey drops in the pocket, wants to throw. Airs it out over the middle, going for Thomas Brooks. He's there, incomplete. Penalty marker down. That's going to be some defensive pass interference, Bill. That was obvious that time.
That was pretty much obvious. Of course, Trojan arguing with it, number 86, but he was all over Brooks, and looks like that might have been a reception, maybe even for 6 that time.
Thomas Brooks had a step or two on defender that time, but he was interfered with, bumped a couple of times before the ball even got close to arriving. So this will be a nice break here for Vardaman, a much-needed break, I might add, with 4 minutes and 53 seconds remaining now. Vardaman 3, Bruce 28. We are coming to you from Carter Field here in the Sweet Potato capital. This ball should be spotted at the point of the infraction. Is that correct, Bill? Okay. 1st and 10 here for Vardaman. From their own 40-yard line.
Sure, Vardaman now will go with a lot of the air attacks. Mitchell, just at this point in the game, not really a whole lot to lose. Maybe try to get down into Bruce's territory here.
As you stated, Massey wants to put it up top, over the middle, going for Armstrong. Pass is intercepted here. Kevin Austin, number 1, with the pickoff for the Trojans. Nice play by Kevin Austin. He's a junior at 140. At the defensive back position, and Bill, that's the price you pay once you have to be forced to put it up. As much as Massey has been in that situation, naturally you're going to come away empty-handed a lot of times.
That's right. There was a lot of Trojan coverage that time, and too many white jerseys around that ball that time, and Bruce was able to pick it off, and it'll turn it over to the Trojans. 4:40 now left to go, and we'll just try to wait for the time to run out and see what Bruce does here.
I believe that ball was thrown that particular time. As you said, it may be into a double or even triple coverage that time, and chances are every time you do that, you're not going to come out very successful. In the event, it's 1st and 10 here as Bruce is in business once again. Number 10 with the signal calling duties here for the Trojans. That's Jason Nichols. Nichols with a quick pitch going back to 22, Roger Armstrong, trying to turn the corner. He is hammered in there. Who made that stop defensively, Bill?
I didn't see, but number 22 Armstrong that time, the tape will show, went up in the air. Feet totally turned a flip in the air that time. That was some move that time by Roger Armstrong, number 22, and what a hit that time by the Vardaman defense.
I think number 72, James McDonald, might have been on that tackle defensively for the Rams. I'm not sure. He's a junior at 250 pounds. He was in on the stop if he did not make the initial hit in any event. It'll be 2nd down here and about 8 yards to go for the 1st. Once again, now this is number 10, Jason Nichols, a junior at 150 with the signal calling duties for the Trojans. Nichols gives off to his 2nd man through on the left side. Still on his feet is number 36, Tim Armstrong, driving down the field. Armstrong now got some daylight down the far sideline. He is dragged down from behind. Nice pitch running by number 36, Armstrong. Tim Armstrong is a fullback, 190. He's a senior.
I tell you what, you talk about Tyrone Bean, Tim Armstrong. I tell you what, there's so many on this Trojan team that's got so much running ability and so much talent. I tell you what, Bruce is going to go a long way this year. It's going to be, you're going to see a great season by the Trojans, and they're showing it here tonight. They're showing what they've got, and they're utilizing it here in the 2nd half of play.
Absolutely. We're under 3.5 minutes remaining in the contest now. Once again, it's Bruce 28, Vardaman 3. Bruce on the move again at the Vardaman 37-yard line. Nichols working out the eye in the backfield. Give off to number 20 up the middle. Twisting, turning. That was Tyrone Bean with that carry, a senior at 190. As he fights his way down to around the 30-yard line.
Bean that time, it looked like a shoestring tackle by the Rams. Otherwise, Tyrone Bean looked like he would have really picked up a lot more yards on that particular play.
2nd down here and about 2 or 3 to go for the 1st here for Bruce. They're operating from Vardaman territory on around the 31-yard line. Jason Nichols puts the wide out to the near side, working out that eye in the backfield. Nichols gives to the 2nd man through on the near side. This is Tyrone Armstrong with the carry. As he got enough yards, I believe, just to our 1st down. What do you think, Bill?
I believe he did. I see now we're seeing the wear of this Vardaman Ram defense. They've been on the field a lot here in the 2nd half of play, and Trojans taking advantage of that, doing a lot of runs up the middle and really working this Ram defense and making them earn it here tonight, making them pay for it.
Something that we're seeing now when the Trojans are in possession, they're keeping the ball on the ground.
Yeah.
They're not trying to air it out, trying to run some time off this clock. We have 2 minutes and 16 seconds remaining in the ball game. 25-point lead for the Trojans at 28-3. 34 with the carry on the left side. That was Joseph Jackson, the fullback, junior at 170 pounds.
Talking about another SEC game coming up, Mitchell, Saturday. Georgia getting off to a good start this year at 2-0. Ray Goff getting the program going down there this year. And I heard Ray Goff needed a winning year this year. He was fixing to be in trouble. But they're going to travel to Alabama and face the Crimson Tide. Alabama just coming out of a shutout last week against Florida. So that ought to be an interesting SEC matchup.
That was a shocker to me that Florida was able to shut out the Crimson Tide, even though I think that game was played in Gainesville, if I'm correct there. Is that right?
That's right. It was played in Gainesville, Florida. The Crimson Tide, you have to go back years. I forgot what year it was before they suffered a shutout. It's been just so many years ago. And, of course, Florida put it on them last Saturday. Of course, Florida ranked number 5 nationally.
Well, you know, we were talking about earlier that the state of Florida is well represented in the top 5 this year. You've got Florida State ranked number 1 right now, I believe. You've got the University of Miami. I don't know where they're ranked. I think they're number 2 or 3. And then, of course, you've got the University of Florida, who Mississippi State, by the way, will be facing next weekend. So, you know, the state of Florida is really outstanding as far as college athletics is concerned.
Florida, of course, predicted to win the SEC title this year. Of course, they penalized last year, couldn't participate, but it looks like this year they're all out to get it off.
And the clock winds down where it stopped now at 50 seconds remaining. A Ram a little slow about getting up off the field out there. That was 71. Chris Haynes, a senior at 175, maybe is okay. We had a penalty flag thrown on the field, officials waving it off. 50 ticks remaining in this one. Bruce 28, Vardaman 3.
Sister, come out for measurement.
50 seconds remain to be played in the ball game. 1st and 10, Bruce. They're operating from it's outside the 10-yard line in Vardaman territory, threatening to add to that 25-point lead here. Number 10, Jason Nichols. Quick pitches it back to number 21 on the carry, Tyrone Armstrong, trying to turn the corner, and he is hammered in there. Stood up and hit by a couple of Ram defenders across the way and knocked out of bounds. We're going to have to try to get the number on that particular player. Number 1, Jason Culpepper, I believe, with that big hit across the way.
Tyrone had a man on him, and Culpepper come in and finished off the job, knocked him totally out of bounds. And what a lick, even from the far side, we could hear that hit.
Absolutely. Clock winds down now to 14 seconds, 13. Barring penalty, this could possibly be the last play of the ball game. Jason Nichols give off to number 34, trying to turn the corner on the near side, and he is dragged down. And there's goose eggs on the time clock, and that's going to do it for this evening's contest, as the Bruce Trojans defeat the Vardaman Rams by a score 28-3. Bill, looking back on the game as a whole, I would have to say that Vardaman played an extremely good the first half, but I believe, as you mentioned, later on in the second half, we saw the defense run out of gas here.
I believe the key probably was when Coach Robbins took him in and talked to him halftime. Bruce really looked like a different team, as you said earlier. The second half had no trouble controlling the ball and kept the ball so much on offense and really wore the Vardaman Ram defense down here tonight. So just the domination of the second half, really give Vardaman credit. First half, they did an excellent job hanging with Bruce at 7-3 score at halftime. Vardaman has a lot to be proud of, and I think they can really come in next Friday night ready to go.
And as we mentioned earlier, next Friday night we'll be over at Bruce, I believe, to cover that Trojan Wildcat contest. That's always a great ball game. You never know really how that one's going to come out. So we look forward to going over there and covering that contest next Friday night.
That's right. Calhoun City, of course, airing it out last weekend in Houston. And I look for a lot of air attacks next Friday night at Bruce and Calhoun City. Of course, one of the hottest rivalries, maybe the hottest in the county. So we'll wait and see what comes of that. And we'll see you next Friday night. And I do want to thank Robin and Morgan and Jeff Patton for being here with us and helping us out tonight.
For Jeff Patton, Rob Morgan, and Bill Morgan, this is Mitchell Johnson bidding you a very pleasant good evening from Carter Field in Vardaman.